One. Ah, well, I prematurely hit it on one, so everybody heard that. That's cool. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Dire Roll Embers of the Vale. If it's loud downstairs, my brother's babysitting because my parents wouldn't. Well, one of them's sick and the other one wouldn't, and so they're wild and crazy because Uncle's here. There you go. Exhibit A and B. So, session 2 of Embers in the Vale. Embers of the Vale. There we go. I said it. We got it out there. You guys ready?
Embers of the Vale.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Making sure I'm on board.
I'm slightly less likely to die, which is great news.
Well, actually, let's take a look at your hit points here. We can get an exact percentage. You are 900 times less likely to die.
Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
To be fair, the creatures we fought were non-lethal. They're stupid horse.
Yeah, the horse was MVP. Definitely. Not for y'all's team, but...
No, the horse was definitely on the other people's side, so, like, good riddance.
I mean, as soon as the horse kicked Caddy, or rather kicked Genma, Micah wanted to hit the emergency meeting button to talk about it, to vote them off, but they airlocked themselves, so it worked.
You know, it's been so long since we played that game, and I still want to play it.
Oh, I still have an itch. We should pick it up.
We have a server with 40 people on it, and we can't get a game going.
I know. I'm a failure.
All right.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's all Vegas' fault, obviously. Last week, we were introduced to our intrepid band of Pathfinders. And because I had y'all's stat screen in your screen name alphabetical order, that's how I'm going to do a quick reintroduction. Elenia is playing Rose Freestar. She is a human, kind of like a roguish archetype. I'm very interested to see what you're going to do with level 2 Trapmaster, because every time I read it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then I completely forget about it. So I don't know what it does. Yeah. And Vegas is playing Micah. I have no idea how to pronounce. Is it Ewing? Or
Ewing.
Ewing. Micah Ewing.
Like the basketball player.
Yes.
That does not help me. Okay.
Yeah, that's not helpful
Patrick
at all.
Ewing?
Nope.
All I know is
okay.
local ones, and that's it.
It's been nice streaming with y'all. Goodbye.
Okay.
I don't do sports.
Neither do I.
Yeah,
Micah
at least he knows the locals.
is an invoker who was trained in the magical island nation of Sinar-Ket. Decided that he was literally too cool for school, and left. And he's on a mission of exploration and discovery. New guy, thank you. 17 months in a row. Awesome. Speaking of months in a row, quick little aside here. I added the 9-month badge for the new campaign. So if you are subscribed for 9 months or more, you have the much better badge than the 6-month badge. Sorry, 6-month badge. But you're kind of lame. All right. Back to we got Varkin Sharpfang, the Saros, who is played by a new guy. He is your warrior. He is a glory seeker. He's looking to make a name for himself. He got tired of being in the military because it wasn't cool enough. Now he's a Pathfinder, and he's the leader of this group de facto. Last but certainly not least, we have Caddy's character, Genma Canhawk, or Canhu? What is it, Canhawk?
Canhawk.
Canhawk, yeah. Dwarven female. She is a healer and a necromancer. She now has a level 2 spirit familiar, which we completely forgot about in session 1.
Mm-hmm.
And she's looking for a place away from her home country of Rastia to relocate her husband and have a nice quiet life away from that crazy place. You guys have joined the caravan of the Scarbrot family. The Scarbrots are a rather large human family. The leader is Jahan, and he's probably the only one we're going to be worried about. He has a wife, 4 kids, a brother, his wife, and his brother's son. Along with the Scarbrots, they have a pair of elder elves, Torve and Hildane Aristil. They are joining the caravan, but they're not going to stay in the homestead that's going to be built. They're just traveling to the chamber to live out their final days surrounded by nature, away from all the tragedy of the last 100 years, and just find a quiet place to fade away. And last of this caravan is a dwarf man by the name of Tyrgain Suitknuckle. He is a young dwarf, recently finished his apprenticeship as a blacksmith, and he's traveling to the chamber. He's going to stay with the Scarbot family as the family's blacksmith, but he has plans to perhaps expand on his journeyman quest to become an excellent blacksmith. The caravan is consisted of 4 wagons, and there were 4 additional horses for the party, but unfortunately, 1 horse was lost. Not dead, it just ran away, but it's probably dead now. I don't know, horses are pretty resourceful. Genma does not have a horse. Fortunately, she didn't put any of her own gear on the horse, but Micah has put some of his own gear on his horse, so don't lose your horse. Very short into their journey into the Wild Basin. I'm going to bring the map up now. They encountered a rather unique individual. They met an Ur-Araz. The Arazim are a species that was warped by dark magic to be the ultimate warriors for the Dark Lord who ruled here 200 years ago. The Dark Lord is dead, but the Arazim are still around. They live predominantly in the Arazim territory around the Fallen Tower, but that territory shrinks every year inward as life returns to the Steely Vale. And for a while, they have been incognito. They have been fighting amongst themselves, but through this individual, named Kaganis, you have learned that the fighting has stopped for now, and 3 camps are predominant. There are now 3 tribes of Arazim who are looking outward. And one of the tribes is looking directly where you guys are going to expand, and that tribe is called the Fist of the Molten Crown. Kaganis, unlike his species, the way they've been magically warped, does not really want to be a violent, murdering savage. He wants to own a farm and grow crops and be peaceful. Despite that, he's an extremely capable warrior. He's obviously spent a life of violence, much like most of the characters here. And he, on more than one occasion, has jumped in and helped you guys not die. In fact,
Saved my life.
he saved Genma's life in a incredible max roll of 2d6s. Real clutch. He's been traveling with you at a bit of a distance. He's riding his own horse, and the members of the caravan are still kind of iffy on him, although he has fought by your side, so they're starting to warm up to him. Nonetheless, he keeps to himself. The 4 of you seem to have accepted him. I don't want to speak to each of you individually. But he does seem to be part of the team, at least for now. You guys have fought giant centipedes, fog-born dogs, and recently you encountered another caravan that was wrecked, and Kaganis identified it as being attacked by a Razum. Means they are near. And you also found an elixir of plasmic molding, which I believe Micah has.
Micah has, yeah.
Yep. And we are going to pick up from there. Is everybody ready? I hear a child coming up the stairs. What does he want?
I don't know.
He wants to.
He's in
Okay.
his sister's room. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Today's going to be a little.
Mine.
Today's probably going to be a little crazy with the kids, so patience is asked.
It's a little chaotic.
Just a little chaotic.
Tell Gandalf we said to pull his shit together and do his job.
He's doing me a solid. I'm not going to say that.
Our kids are about the same age as 2 of the kids of the caravan, so let's just assume it's them in the background.
There you go. Yeah, it's role playing. All right. So we're going to begin today on the day of the 14th day of since you've left Vena Hess. So you're 2 weeks plus a week. So you're about 3 weeks total into your total journey, but 2 weeks into your big trek across the Wild Basin. You guys have come to a part of the Wild Basin that is rather hilly, and there's a lot of shown rocks. Like there's rock slides, and there's very difficult to navigate in this part. But currently, we're traversing along a path, kind of cut into the rock sliding hill, that is wide enough for the wagons. And a pair of you who still have horses scouted ahead to make sure that the trail was viable, and you guys know that this trail will lead out into nicer terrain. So the caravans are walking along. On your left is this very tall, steep hill that has a lot of like curtain-like. You know, it's not a well. It's a sharp incline. And then you're on this path, and then there's a very similar sharp incline, curtain-like. And then in the middle, at the bottom there, between another hill and your hill you're on, there is this kind of, not a creek bed, but it is where moisture gathers, so there's a lot of trees and very thick brush that kind of snakes along between these two hills. Oh, we just started, Iggy. You're not that late. All right, so the three of you are on horseback in the front, then it's the 4 wagons, and then it's Kaganis in the rear.
I'm on wagon 2.
Wagon 2, okay. As you guys are traversing, there is an abrupt and unexpected shower of rocks coming from your left. And before you know it, you're caught in a rock slide. I need everybody to give me survive checks. Genma, since you're in the wagon, I'm going to give you a +2 to your survive check.
Ooh.
Can I jump into a wagon? What's the attribute? Is it strength or?
No, this one's going to be wisdom, because this is kind of a reaction times kind of situation. Or dexterity. I'll let you choose. Wisdom or dexterity, whichever one you're better in.
My screen just turned off, so give me a second. I've got a technical issue.
Well, someone rolled really well. Are those new dice?
Yeah, I changed them.
Okay, got the screen back. So you said dexterity or what?
Dexterity or wisdom.
It's gonna be wisdom for me. Wisdom, survive.
Gemma got an 8, Rose got an 11.
I shit the bed.
Larkin got a 3.
Quick question for you, Jaken.
Yep.
Instead of a survive check, would it be possible to use an on-turn action?
I know what you're going to say, and can you also affect your horse with that spell?
I just want to affect the horse.
Oh, okay. You're saying you're going to cast that new spell you picked up?
The art, yes.
Oh, the new art, right.
Yeah.
I will allow it. You're still going to have to make the survive check, but I'm going to give you a +2 since you want to tell everyone what you're doing, because I know what you're doing.
So as this happens, Micah shouts out incoherently, and the only thing that's intelligible from it is something Trelquiet something please help. And then reaches down and touches his horse on the back of the head, and casts Steps of Wind on the horse. Hold on, I can drop this or Steps of Air, rather.
Steps of Air.
Oh, hit the button. Boom. And the horse can fly for 2 rounds. So you said survive. What was the attribute?
Wisdom or dexterity. And then you get to add a +2 because your horse is flying.
Okay. Survive. +2. Roll it.
Okay, you got a 6. All right, so those of you who got a 6 or 7, which is Micah. 8 up, you passed. Congratulations. You managed to withstand the rock slide, get out of the way of anything dangerous. You're fine. Micah.
Yes.
Despite your horse springing up into the air, you're showered with debris. A couple rocks hit you in the head and in the arm, and you're going to take 1 system strain.
Okay.
However, I'm still learning character names. Genma, I believe you. No, Varkin's the one who got nailed, right? Yeah, Varkin.
Yep.
You got hit by a brunt of the rock slide. You are going to take 1 system strain, and you're going to take 1d4 damage. 3
So if
damage.
anyone's gonna take damage, at least this is the tank.
Yeah. So you're going to take 3 damage and 1 system strain.
Because that would have killed me.
Done.
No, you have 4 hit points.
I've got 3.
Who has 4? Micah? Micah has 4. Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right. As you guys kind of recover, and Gemma, you kind of you peek out from the wagon and make sure everything's okay. As the rock slide is coming to an end, this one sizable boulder comes tumbling down the hill, and before anyone can do anything, it slams into the Aristill's cart.
No.
The cart immediately tilts and slides. One of the axles snaps, and it starts to go. And as soon as it does, the horse tries to recover, and one of its legs gives out underneath it to a loud crack. And just as the wagon starts to go down, Kiganis urges his horse forward, reaches out, and grabs the elf who was on the left side of their wagon, which was Hildane, the wife, and pulls her onto his horse as the wagon cartwheels down into the ravine.
Cartwheels.
It's fun.
You did it.
I done did it.
So the wife is safe, but the husband is still on the cart, as far as we know.
Yeah, he went down. The wagon smashes into the trees, splintering and cracking. The supplies go everywhere. A wheel kind of flies through the air and gets caught in the branches, and you can hear the horse whining in pain. It's down there too, but it's hurt. It's probably. I mean, it's a horse. It's probably dead, unless maybe the healer can get to it.
Is there any way, 2 turns, that as this happens, I can like nudge my horse out over the ravine?
Okay. Well, we're gonna break this down into like turns of indiscriminate amount of time, right? So let's say that was 1 turn worth of activity. So, if you guys are gonna try to get down there, yeah, you can spend your next turn flying in, rather safely.
Varkin's gonna spend that turn looking for a rope, because yes, he's going to go down unless he's being stopped.
Yeah, horse. Do you have a rope on you, or are you gonna go to one of the wagons with the supplies and find a rope?
I do not believe I have a rope on me. Let me double check my stuff. Nope, I don't have a rope on me, so I would have to, like, I'm gonna yell for a rope.
Okay. So you're gonna spend a turn affixing a rope to one of the wagons and create a line down.
Yeah.
I should.
Kaganis will help you in that endeavor. He gets off the horse and he comes over and helps. Okay, so Micah, since you have the flying horse, who's just kind of instinctively like jumping, like not quite sure how to fly. It's never flown before, but it just you're moving it with the reins, and it's just kind of going, and it doesn't know why, but it's instinct and magic intertwined, and the horse brings you down safely to the bottom of the of this kind of crevice.
I want to inspect the top from where the rock side came to see if I could see anything.
Okay, give me a wisdom notice check. Okay. You're looking up. You don't see any creature, person, individual. You're not an expert. I mean, like, it'd be really hard to just know this, but just from everything you're seeing up there, the lack of movement, there's no like ambush coming. You think this was just a happenstance, just
wrong place,
wrong time. Rock slides happen, especially given this curtain-like side. Rock slides are common on this path, and you just happen to be right in the middle of one.
Well, if anyone is worried, I'm just going to reassure them there's nothing there, just nature.
Okay, so Micah, you're there. on the first turn of this kind of crisis. You can see the horse badly mangled. You can also see the Torve, the man, inside the wagon, not moving.
Help!
Okay.
I am reticent to start climbing down.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I'm
So
gonna
the
wait
first
it
turn
out.
you spend getting the rope ready. I'm not gonna make you roll. You know how to secure this rope. All right, so you guys get a
Maybe
rope.
the spell can also negate fall damage.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Micah was busy with his own horse. And wasn't able to.
No, I'm thinking if he wants, he could cast on one of us and we could literally just jump down.
Once per scene.
Damn.
No, you can do it. You can commit effort multiple times. Do you only have one effort?
I only have one effort.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, turn 2, you guys descend down into the valley. So now everyone who wants to be in the valley is at the valley. Kaganis and the 4 of you, I reckon. And
Yeah,
that was
Varkin's gonna climb down.
Yeah.
that wasn't like an
Thanks.
action, so you can still do something on this turn. But on turn 2, you guys, it's important because yeah,
Because there's only so many turns before someone dies.
right.
Yep. Varkin is going to spend his action carefully clearing a path through the debris to the elf man.
Okay. You want to roll exert or survive? I think either of those would work. Your call. We'll make it strength because you actually you said carefully. Let's make it dex because you're making sure not to using balance and
Not to
Careful
shift
movements.
anything. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I just fucked myself by saying carefully then, but I mean that's what Varkin would do. So
There you
let's go. And it's gonna be exert because it's a physical thing. I rolled pretty good for a -1. I rolled pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to clear the path to Torve. Yeah.
Cool. As soon as there's a path clear, I want to get in there and
Okay.
give him a look over.
Also, you mentioned that it tumbled into the ravine as a result of the rock slide. Is it buried under rock?
There is the one boulder kind of probably just stayed up there, like it slammed into the wagon and rolled back against the.
So the wagon and occupants,
They're
occupant
like
and
it's
horse.
just they're just like loose gravel and they're not buried. They're just they are in the thicket of these tangled branches. Other than that, yeah.
Was the help me my action this turn?
Well, that was last turn. I assume that's what
Okay.
you were doing. Yeah.
Okay. Micah has an idea. This is probably a horrible idea, but he's gonna do it anyway.
Okay, we'll put a pin in that. Mechanically speaking, Torve is mortally wounded. But since Varkin cleared the way, you can probably reach him and do some magical healing on him.
Yeah. That's gonna be safer at mortal wound than not magical healing. So we'll go with that art.
Okay.
I
what is it-
exert 0 effort and I
I don't know if we covered it last week, but what does it look like when you use your healing hands? Do your hands glow or?
I think she I don't know necessarily that they glow visibly, but if you were to feel the healing hands, they'd be like hot. Like she rubs her hands together and then she focuses all of her energy into them.
Like
so
a
that
hot
when
compress?
she touches, it's
Yeah.
like really warm. But I don't know necessarily that it would glow. That's a
Okay.
little flashier than
Okay.
Jinma is.
Yeah, okay. So, he kind of like shifts and bones are moved underneath the magic of your hands, and he kind of like his eyes kind of.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
As Varkin sees those bones being mended back into place using magic, his face alternates between like "Yay! Ooh! Yay! Ooh! Yay!"
Okay, Okay, so what are you doing, Micah?
It's so Genma got to him
Yes.
and
He's
laid on
still
the healing
buried,
feeling.
but like she got to him and healed him. Yeah. He's not
So
going to die.
buried under like cart and
Yeah.
supplies and okay. So clearly we need to clear that out of the way so we can get to him. So, you know, Micah does what Micah does best and destroys things.
Oh.
No, Micah.
We need to clear stuff out of the way.
No, it fits.
So Micah hops
This
down.
is their retirement.
Hops down off of his horse. And like does the cowboy wizard jutsu thing, and then kind of barks out, from Gaymir to Ungol, wither and decay, spill like shadow into earth and rejoin creation. And then casts Decree of Ligneous Dissolution.
Okay.
Dissolutions their 401k.
Okay. Wood, linen, cotton, rope, and other plant or fungus derived matter is annihilated by a wave of entropic force that washes through the area near the caster. The mage targets a point with it. Oh, okay, yeah. Blah blah blah. It's a 10-foot cube. Within that
Two
area,
10-foot
equal to or less than the
cubes.
caster. Oh, okay, so yeah. All non-magical plant matter within the areas immediately erodes to dust. Enchanted objects of plant matter cannot be affected, but ordinary plant-based clothing, bows, blah blah blah. And then if you were to hit a plant-based monster, it would do damage. Okay. The kids are up there, watching, and they're really happy that magic's going on. As you just disintegrate the wagon, just.
Am I still under the wagon?
I mean, now you're kind of under dust.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as that cube doesn't include me, boy.
I will say there actually is some magic material. Hildane is an alchemist by trade. She's like an herbalist alchemist. So there's actually like amongst the dust, just. I mean, like the trees are like coming down, the brushes are gone. Like you just annihilated everything. If I were a rude DM, I'd make the trees fall on you, but I'm not. There's actually still some bottles of liquid that remain in the. Although actually, no, I think they're screwed. I think the glass isn't covered by the spell, but I think the corks would be. So they're probably just dumping out. So now there's like this magical liquid being poured out into the dust.
No, it says plant matter. Glass is not plant matter.
No, I said the corks.
Yeah,
the corks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right, but the glass. Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm gonna say some of them are probably have wax sealed.
So they're probably better off.
I don't know if that is covered in. I mean, wax is technically
Wax is. It's not. I would say it's
Isn't it-
not plant matter because it like
Usually
isn't that
comes from bees.
isn't
yeah,
that
it's
bee
animal.
vomit?
It's like animal. Yeah,
It would
kind
depend
of.
on the wax.
It depends on the wax because you
and
can get wax
additionally-
from sap.
Yeah, and additionally, wax is notorious to be pretty durable. So even if it's a decay spell, it would decay several hundred years, but probably still look like wax.
Let's
It'd
say
just be brittle.
let's just say wax isn't covered by the spell and move on. So
Well, paraffin is oil shale kind of stuff. So
well, thank you. Okay, so let's say like half of the vials can be saved.
Yeah.
Michael looks just absolutely chaffed with himself. Like he helped.
I now I have the picture of like, an upward angle of Micah being proud of himself and a tree just like boom, boom, falling behind him.
Precisely.
Varkan is gonna, take a second to take into account what just all happened, and after like a second, he's gonna look at Micah and say, Micah, so from my military training, I've been told to start with the positive before announcing a bad news.
I don't think that's in military training, but go on.
It is in his military,
What,
okay?
there's a compliment sandwich?
Yes. So thank you for making the task of getting him out of the rubbles easier and making the fact that we'll have less to carry back up.
While you're saying this, Kaganis like moves past Genma and pulls Torve up.
But on the other hand,
Careful with them.
I'm
Which
gonna
is
gather
so
like
small
anything that
supplies.
didn't disintegrate.
Okay.
To bring back like any food or any other stuff that may have scattered.
Go on, you guys. Sorry.
no, essentially, like he ends up by saying, "But we lost some very vital supply by doing this."
Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not all bad.
I fucked it up.
No, you helped. Not optimally.
Okay, so it's not that kind of stream. But if I'm reading this correctly,
Yes, you are.
everybody's
Yes, you
naked.
are.
But no, for some reason, everyone's clothes isn't affected.
I was gonna say I wasn't
that's
standing
why
in the
I-
wagon.
That's why I was saying.
I was standing nearby.
I said I better not be in this cube because I heard plant-based material like linen and cotton, and I
Yeah,
was like,
it literally says plant-based clothing. So yeah,
Fortunately, everyone was wearing wool.
no, wool is literally wood. Okay, I mean cotton. But anyway, yeah, for some reason this spell doesn't affect clothing because I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Narrative license.
I was kind of hoping we'd just gloss over that portion anyway.
I only just started thinking about it, like, wait a
We
minute.
can just say that when it ruined up.
"What?
All their clothing flew out of the carts.
No, I'm talking about the clothing on you, on Genma, and
people.
yeah.
Well, anything that did fly out, I'm gathering so that they at least still have something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ending the timer. Does Genma want to save the horse? I reckon.
Yeah, that's a valuable resource."
Okay.
Yep.
So, you guys literally disintegrated this little non-combat encounter. There was this ticking clock, and you're like, no. Because I was gonna, you guys were gonna be on a timer to save the supplies before
More stuff.
Jahan wanted to move on, because he didn't want to spend all day getting the supplies. But then you guys just annihilated all the supplies. So, you guys gathered up some of the vials that were wax sealed. Now the question remains. How are you guys planning to rejoin? I mean, there's a rope, but there's also 2 horses. And you can only do that fly thing once.
Yeah, so what Varkin and Kaganis, if Kaganis is up for it, are going to do is we're going to climb back up, or at least one of us is going to climb back up. If we have another rope, starts attling one of the horse up there, and the person downstairs will rope one horse, and then we're going to slowly drag them up, like, push and whatnot, and so on and so forth, and then do that again for the second horse. And if needs be, for the wounded man as well, we can make a makeshift.
Can I just quickly construct like a harness or something for the horses?
Does
That
the
works too.
ravine follow along the pathway?
Yeah, more or less.
Like, we could just walk along the pathway for a while, y'all.
Yeah, see if there's any like natural inclines that lead out of it back up to the path.
Yeah,
rather than-
a safer way to climb up.
See if, or even just find a place where it's not as far down.
I mean, eventually
It'll be
these
easy.
2 are going to join, like, and become more flat terrain.
Well, if we want to save some time, Varkin's up for it, but whoever who's sticking with the caravan and who's sticking down there, we're going to have to protect both.
Well, Torve will stay with his horse. Also, he will thank Genma. And at first, he and Hildane are a bit distraught that their entire wagon was destroyed. But they're elves, they're old and wise, and they're like, hey, we're both alive. That's what matters.
Yep.
We can get
They're
more
in a little
close.
jungle thing. They could probably gather some herbs or something.
Yeah. And Tyrgain will offer to let them ride along his wagon. But now you guys have lost one wagon in its entirety.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys will eventually regroup and move
Perfect.
on with the rest of that day. Okay, so that night You guys are you make camp, and while you're pitching camp and setting everything up, Kaganis will approach Micah.
Micah just stares at him, dinner plate eyes, doesn't say a word.
It's good that one of you pathfinders knows that sometimes sacrifices need to be made. And in the grand scheme of it, a wagon full of supplies, well, we'll be alright without it.
Uh-huh.
He's getting like a vibe off of you that you're still troubled by his nature. And so he'll just kind of like nod his head
Sure, he
and
got that.
head back to his campfire.
Thank you. Scary man.
I mean, he's like huge too. He's like 7 feet tall. Oh, like more like 6. Yeah, he's like 6.5, built like a truck. And yeah.
And Micah's like 5'4" and
Yeah.
85 pounds soaking wet.
And about like 2-3 minutes later, Varkan shows up next to Micah, sits down with his evening lunch or whatever ration snack he has at his disposal, and completely oblivious to Micah's dinner plate eyes and general like skittish behavior around Kaganis, he's gonna say like, "Micah, I'm so glad you're making friends. I knew this trip would, would enlighten your horizons."
Uh-huh. Thank you.
All right, keep going real quick. I'm gonna turn on a fan. It's getting musty.
Yeah. I helped.
Oh, absolutely. Saved us a lot of precious time. It wouldn't be so far. And ultimately, I weighed it in my head, and we couldn't have saved everything anyway without a cart to wield it. Like, we would have lost some stuff anyway. So I think ultimately it was a good decision. I just didn't see it at the time.
Thank you.
As you guys finish pitching tents and all that, and you start working on dinner, Hildane will approach the 4 of you. And she says, "My dears, I'm so very thankful that you rescued my husband. And I was looking at those bottles you salvaged, and I'm wondering if perhaps they might be of use to you in the coming days. I have, I had more, but it seems I still have 3 elixirs of magical anti-venom that should work against any naturally occurring venom found in, well, here. Micah, you seem to know your way around magical intricacies. I'll leave them with you, and you can decide what to do with them." And she hands you 3 identical little vials.
Thank you.
We are very thankful for this help, although are you sure you want to part with what we've managed to salvage from your cart?
Oh, when we arrive in the chamber, I'll find new herbs and rebuild. It's fine.
Well,
My husband and I are capable.
Oh, absolutely. But if you're certain you're willing to part with those, we'll absolutely be grateful for it. We've already seen that they will be useful in this adventure.
Well, if you are feeling charitable, then if you do not use them and we arrive in the chamber, you can return them.
We have a deal.
Now the fan is making a lot of noise.
I don't think we're picking up on it.
I wasn't.
He can hear it though, and it bothers him. Therefore, must be.
I have
Oh,
ADHD, so sometimes a tick, 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 tick is enough to drive me batty.
Yeah.
So now it's on 1 speed, which is, not going to do much past the curtain, but oh well.
Real helpful.
Yeah.
Micah, do you want me to handle those?
Please? He just hands them over.
Yeah, you can add 3 anti-venom elixirs.
I'm gonna do that, but I also Gemma would take some time in this evening to
Oh,
man, I don't have a second pouch. 3 anti-venom elixirs.
yeah, they're not in the compendium. They're just anti-venom elixirs.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make an item.
They should have a 0.25 encumbrance, so you can carry 4 of them
Okay, so
in 1 encumbrance.
well, if it'll type the encumbrance. Anyway, Gemma will take the time to go be by herself, and cast some magic to summon her spirit familiar. Since we just forgot about it, it's session 1. I feel like now is a good time to make one.
Okay, cool.
And because she chooses to do it by herself, there's not a lot of flavor around it. But she'll come back and be like, "Does anyone have like a little piece of fabric I can use, or a pouch of some kind?"
To be fair, my character probably does, because I've just been collecting what looks like nonsense, but stuff I could use to make into things.
Materials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, here. Just like pull like a random scrap of fabric that I have.
And I'll come back with an upright Wolverine with like a little rope latched over its shoulder like a purse and a little bag, and the antivenom elixirs in the little bag. And I'll be like, meet our new assistant. Oh shoot, I didn't give him a name.
The first one of you 3 that looks at him, and he just goes.
Yeah. He's
And
probably
Micah
don't
turns around and leaves.
probably don't touch him. I don't know what he could do. Well, I do know, and it's not, he can hit you pretty hard if he wanted to. But he doesn't have a name yet, and he'll be helpful for carrying things if we get more stuff. If you need anything, I have told him to listen to you. If you ask for something from his little pouch, that should do.
And you're sure we can't pet him?
I'm absolutely certain.
Is it because you haven't tried? Fairly certain I can make a friend out of him.
He just shows his front teeth like yeah, no, I'll give him a name at some point. I'm kind of thinking something like Dan, but for now we'll just, just leave him be.
What 2 benefits did you take with your level 2?
I took that he has hit points equal to 3 times my level, and that he gains the ability to attack with a hit bonus equal to half my level, rounded up, and does 1d8 damage on a hit. No shock.
Okay, I will make a stat block for him. Probably ready for next session. I don't want to take up stream time.
Yeah. So I figure he's probably not super friendly.
Yeah, he's a bit hostile.
He's a Wolverine.
Yeah.
Varkan's probably gonna end up with scratches and bites.
Just like
Okay. Despite that, you guys will get a good night's sleep, so everybody can clear 1 system strain.
And we don't heal, right, when we sleep?
No, when you heal, when you sleep, I believe you heal hit points equal to your level. Let me get the exacto on that.
All right.
We heal system strain.
Also, Jaken, just an FYI,
Yes,
in
heal
case
1 system strain.
just in case it was not made properly, at level 2 a warrior gets attack bonus 2. Mine was still at 1, so I put it at 2.
Okay, cool. You recover its level in lost hit points every night's rest, assuming you're properly fed and can get a decent sleep. And you lose 1 point of accumulated system strain. Yeah.
Perfect.
So you'll heal 2.
Cool. I'm almost full HP.
Okay. The next day goes by without incident. You're still in this kind of rocky terrain, but eventually you find an area that's kind of low and flat, and you stop there for the day to make camp. And as the sun is setting, you guys have finished your evening meal. You guys all all hear the sounds of dogs barking. They're not like rapidly barking, but just like one, ruh, 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 and they seem to be getting closer.
Oh,
Well-
not again.
Well, Varkan's definitely gonna ready his shield and weapon. And start looking around for the if he can see in the distance. I know it's dark, but maybe he can spot silhouettes.
Yeah. As you do that, the adults get the kids back in the wagons, and Jahan will grab a crossbow and load it. And as you guys kind of get ready, get situated, a pack of wild dogs kind of emerges from between the rocks and the bushes, and they seem to be encircling the camp. Quite a few of them.
Do they look outright hostile, or do they look hungry?
Well, they are baring their teeth, growling, and there's some barking whenever someone tries to like take a step towards them. I don't know if you can tell if they look hungry. They aren't immediately attacking, but they have surrounded the camp.
Can I roll wisdom survival?
Yeah, go for it.
Oof, nope, I don't think I'll cut that.
Those teeth, those barking, they just kind of raise your blood pressure, and you're not thinking straight. You're in kind of fight or flight mode now.
Yep.
Yeah, so the camp is surrounded by at least a dozen wild dogs, or at least they appear wild. And they have you completely surrounded, but they're not moving in, they're just holding. You guys wanna what do you guys want to do? What do you do?
I want to look past the dog, see if there's anything else on
You want to do what? Sorry.
look past the dog, see if there's anything else on the horizon.
Okay, give me a wisdom notice check. Kaganis has his cleaver out, and he says, "We should attack before they strike."
And Varkan's gonna add, I agree, they might attract more than just them to our location, and we can't move.
Okay. Rose, looking past them, at this point, the sun's getting low. There's not a lot of visibility. It's a purple sky, you know, but you make out in the heat haze in the distance what looks like a large shape following the trail of the dogs, and that's all I'm gonna say.
I want to point it out to the others. Like there was something following them.
No, this is not good. I don't know that we can fight off a dozen wild dogs. In the dark,
There's enough light to fight, but yeah.
there's got to be another solution.
I'm open to suggestions, but they gotta be quick, otherwise we have to fight them off. Whatever's coming after them is going to come after us.
And it's big.
Oh, God. Whatever's coming after them, maybe they aren't going to strike. Maybe it's someone who can be reasoned with.
Well, as you guys sit here debating it, the figure's not close enough that you can all make it out. It is a towering humanoid. Probably twice the size of any of you,
Especially me.
especially you. You guys want to wait for it to arrive?
Who goes there? Varkan, you talk to him.
Well, crashing through a small tree is a giant, and none of the dogs seem to pay him any mind.
Varkan is gonna yell at the giant, "Those your pups?"
Whoa, who's asking? Yes, if you must know, these are my dogs. Good dogs. He comes up and pats one kind of too hard.
They kind of got us surrounded.
That's because you look like food.
I'm a little bit too well armored to look like food.
That's alright. I can peel the armor off.
Or, you could avoid eating us. It would be pointless.
Pointless. But I'm hungry. And me dog's found you.
Have you considered that we could provide you some food?
Yeah, I have. As a matter of fact.
How about a crate of supplies that we have in our caravan, and we call this incident off?
What do supplies taste like?
Like meat, dried rations, vegetables.
How big's a crate?
Is there a crate visible right now?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have unloaded and set up camp.
Yeah. So Varkan is gonna use his sword. A crate like this lasts for a long time too.
He squints his eyes and he's kind of got like almost like a 5 o'clock shadow kind of thing going on, and he's scratching his chin. He goes, "What about all those little things inside the wagon?" And he's pointing to the kids.
Those cannot be part of the deal. They're one of us.
Why don't you roll talk with
Or
charisma?
connect.
No, this is gonna be a talk.
There's no talk skill.
Is it called convince in this one?
Yes, convince.
Talk is stars on a number. I get confused. I don't know why he felt the need to rename some of the skills that do the exact same thing, but hey. A 9, okay.
9.
Well, I'm pretty sure me and my dogs could probably kill you and eat you. But
We'd kill at least a few of your dogs first.
yeah, I'm not
You'd
sure.
probably get hurt. You'd probably get hurt in the skirmish and everything. It would be a lose-lose situation either way.
Alright, I'll take one of your supplies of crate and one of your horses.
Varkan is gonna turn to Jahan and say, "How much supplies do we have extra?" Like he's kind of ushering this time, like more of a whisper.
Well, we brought extra because, weather and route and all that, but we did lose an entire wagon.
I don't particularly want to fight this guy. Seems like he's amicable to a trade. I would rather give him supplies than the horse. I think the horse is more important.
Well, despite the fact that he wants to eat my children, he seems like a reasonable giant. Maybe we could, negotiate with him.
That's why I'm gonna try to give him another crate instead of a horse.
Well, if you do that, we're gonna be real pinched on supplies.
Do we need extra crates?
Mr. Sir Micah, what are you thinking there?
If we need extra crates, I might be able to make that happen, but it's not going to happen forever, and he's going to realize that they're not actually extra crates.
Well, how long will it give us?
Until he figures it out.
He doesn't seem that bright.
It's a solid gamble.
All right, well, will it be enough time to pack up and get back on the road?
Maybe.
I think that's worth it. Better than a horse.
And better than giving more supplies than we might not be able to spare.
I could throw a horse in there too.
No. Let's just offer the extra supplies. A horse would be for desperate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Varkan's gonna turn to the giant and say, "We need the horse to move the cart and to move us around. However, how about I
Why?
throw more crates?"
Your legs don't work.
Yes, but we're going far, far away.
So you borrowed a horse's legs.
Yes.
Well, I got mouths to feed. He gestures to the pack encircling you.
Yes, but you see that crate? I can give you more of that instead of a horse.
Okay.
Micah, do your magic.
That's a go for. Okay. Hold on, Mr. Giant Man. I need to go get the crates ready behind this wagon over here. Give me a minute.
That tracks.
That tracks.
I wonder if I could like start subtly packing things away into the carts.
I don't know. Is that quote 0 or?
I don't remember which one
Nope.
it is, but it's
Just
so
a random
good.
one. Oh, yeah. I'm proud of that one.
Yeah. So Michael go back behind one of the crates, do his cowboy wizard jutsu, and kind of whisper the incantation this time. He's not used to not shouting it because he wants to be edgy and everyone to know how edgy he is. So he whispers it, but maybe whispers it a little bit too loud. And it is Genserat, confound thine minds. And casts Phantasmal Nemesis.
Wait a minute. Did you just call upon Genserat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, Jaken. These invocations you're gonna love.
Yeah, I was expecting someone to be like, Genserat's my guy.
Yeah, Genserat, confound thy minds, and casts Phantasmal Mimesis.
I mean, that makes sense for an illusion.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just literally like a stack of like 4 crates that when you pop them, they've got food in it. It smells good. It tastes good. It doesn't exist.
Right. Yeah.
But it sure as shit feels like it does.
Okay.
Looks like a crate, feels like a crate.
Smells like a crate. Okay, yeah, you guys bring all the crates out before the giant, and he picks them up. And he kind of like balances all 5 of them, one of them being real, the other 4 being fake. On his shoulders, like, okay, puppies, let's go. And he starts heading off. And then as soon as he turns around, Jahan is like, okay, we're packing up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you guys manage to pack up and get back moving, and the horses are tired, you guys are tired, but you walk another hour or 2 just to put put some distance between you and the noses of those dogs, and then you stop again. Unfortunately,
can I try and conceal our path?
Sure. We'll survive.
Oh shoot.
Wisdom.
At least I'm good at that.
Oh, solid.
11. Okay, yeah. You manage to obscure the physical path. You tie branches to the ends of the horses, so like the branches kind of obscure the hoof marks and the wagon carts.
I'm going to use the torch to set ablaze a couple of bushes on the way, like as we're walking away, because the smoke will hide our scent, at least for a little bit.
Okay. A bear jumps out and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm just kidding.
You can eat bear meat.
All right. Yeah, so you guys push on, and then you break camp a couple hours inward, and at this point everyone's exhausted. But
absolutely.
So you guys get everything ready, and you probably lose maybe an hour or 2 in the next day, just to make sure everybody gets enough sleep. And congratulations, you didn't fight a hill giant. Smart.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, the dogs we had good chances, but the giant I'm not sure.
Okay, does anyone have any injury or system strain after another night of rest?
If we lose one system strength, and heal, I'm free. I'm fully free.
Okay. Then
Otherwise, I still have 1.
I will stop worrying about it.
So
All
we heal
right.
fully.
Yeah, so everybody's right as rain.
Yep.
Do you guys want to do anything? The next 2 days are going to be uneventful. So if you guys want to role play or you guys want to get to the next event, let me know.
My character's probably not any good at it, but she'll probably scavenge for food as we go. Just anything
Yeah.
extra. Wild
Trying
berries or
to forage is a great idea.
Yeah, I think forage. Yeah.
Okay. You guys want to give me wisdom survive checks for foraging?
I'll help.
I did nothing.
So the way you help in the system is it's the same DC, but you use a different skill, and if you succeed, they get a +1.
Okay, I will
My
use
character
then.
suggested it and then did nothing.
I'm gonna use notice as we go along to see if I can actually like spot any like
Lush or
yeah, like lush areas where we might find like berries or something.
I'd have been better doing that.
I was gonna roll wisdom survival, so I'm gonna do that now.
Okay. Well, Micah, you didn't hit it, so okay.
Yeah.
But so Varkin and Genma, you guys find some more food. You guys find some cacti that are bearing pears that you're able to pluck, and they're ripe. And you also find some like a hare or two that probably Varkin is able to hunt and bring home. So you guys bring in probably enough food for the night, right? So like you scavenge for the evening meal. Unfortunately, the Wild Basin, like any amount of food is a bounty here. So
Yeah.
you guys can try again the next night, or you can just kind of like, okay, well again, like they have more supplies than they need
at this time, so we're fine for now.
But even with the loss of that crate, you're still good, right?
Yeah.
We're just trying to help.
Yeah, and you're pulling your weight. Okay.
Plus, the good part about foraging a little is that these are perishable, so we can get through them first, and then the crates are.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of mouths to
salted.
feed in this caravan, so
Yeah.
you guys probably used up all that food.
Yeah, it's fine,
night.
but it's
yeah.
one.
It's
one
one
day
night,
of
yeah.
supply or one night of
And
supply.
it's a novelty. The kids are like, "Oh wow, we're eating cacti pears," and then it's kind of like a cool little adventure to get everybody's mind off of the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
Okay. The 18th day.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Did you want to? Okay. The 18th day, you guys arrive at a patch of land that is pretty flat, and it's just parched ground. That kind of cracked mud just everywhere, and there's very few bushes. You guys are moving along, and I'd like everybody to give me wisdom notice checks, please. You're traveling around and everywhere looks the same. Even the bushes are like, have we passed that bush before? And you're moving along, and Varkin, as you're walking, you see on your left, just in your peripheral vision, and you turn to see, in the ground, you see this almost perfect circular hole in the ground. And just when you think that's weird, and your horse is, trotting along, you start to pull your head back, and then you see another one. Then you look to your right, and another one, and another one. And then you hit a bump on your horse, but the ground's still flat. And even your horse is kind of like, as if something underneath you just kind of pushed the horse up.
Yep.
And the more you look around, the more you realize there are dozens of these holes all around you.
Varkin is gonna kind of gesture, but not say anything, because now he realizes it might be something that lives underground, so he's not sure if they're gonna attract noise or something. So he's just gonna like make a gesture for people to look at him, and he's gonna point out these holes without saying a word. And I want Varkin to look around to see if there's a spot. I'm assuming not, like it's probably the
Are you
same pretty
like
much
ordering the
everywhere.
caravan
But
to stop, or
no, for
Okay.
now we're keeping slow pace.
okay?
But I'm gonna look around for maybe an elevated position or somewhere where I don't see these holes. No, it's Oliver.
As far as you can see, but it's very flat terrain, so you can't see very far on the ground. Like you can see the horizon probably 3 miles off, but the ground it's kind of hard to get detail because it's so flat.
And if it's odd, there's also the wave, whatever thing the sun does with the ground.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, as you're kind of, like you get everybody's attention and you point out the holes and you're kind of looking around, then you guys actually, the Genma, you're in the second wagon. The wagon hits one of those holes, like like a pothole when you're driving.
Ugh.
A quick inspection, no damage. You guys keep going, but then everyone feels this kind of vibration.
Yeah, the tremor.
I wanna ask here without pressuring for an answer.
Okay.
You mentioned session 1 that because this is kind of an old school feel system, that you were going with the old school feel kind of encounter setup. And I remember you showing us a specific book that you were going to be using for some of these encounters. That one right there. Is this gonna be anything that when you pronounce its actual name, it looks like it's sort of a French word?
No.
And okay, good, because I was about to hate you.
Yeah. No, it doesn't sound French at all. In fact, it probably sounds like, maybe Norse. I don't know. I don't actually know the etymology. Oh, okay. But at first, so the tremors start, and then from 2 holes, one on either side of you, these freaking 2 feet long ants emerge from the hole.
Oh fuck.
These ants are are red except for their abdomen, which is black. And as soon as they come out of the hole, they come charging towards your horses. Rose, roll initiative for the party.
Giant fire ants.
Giant fire ants.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh, the giant fire ants are gonna get to go first. Oh, let me get Kaganis' sheet open, and now I'm ready. Okay. So the 3 of you are in horseback on the front, and that's for the first 2 ants. I'm gonna roll a d3. Rose is 1, Varkin, and then Micah. D3. Actually, let's just roll 2d3. Okay, so Varkin and Micah, you guys are being attacked by ants.
Okay.
Just
I want to interrupt the ant that's attacking me.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a snap attack.
Okay. So we recently learned that you were doing snap attacks wrong last week.
Yep.
But you know this, but I'm just telling the audience. So you can only do that when it's not on your turn, and it replaces your main action if you do it.
I need to roll my weapon. Short sword, -4.
Ooh, both of those were going to be good. Okay. Your sword slashes out and grinds against the ant's chitin.
Of course, it's probably 16 AC.
And then the ant lunges at you to take a bite out of crime. You are crime.
Yep.
Wow, okay, it's a good thing we're not playing with crits, huh? Bites into your leg for 1 damage. Do they have poison?
Do they also have shock?
No, they don't. They shouldn't have shock. I should.
Okay.
Unarmed attacks typically don't have shock. Let me just change that to 0. Thank you. I mean, it doesn't matter. If it's a hit, shock just becomes your minimum damage.
Yeah.
Okay, no, you're not fighting a warrior ant, so you're not taking poison. So that's just, you take 1 damage.
Okay, but now there's warrior ants. So
No, they're not warrior ants. These are just worker ants.
No, but there's the potential of warrior ants, and I don't like that.
This is true. All right, and then Micah, another ant, is rushing up to you.
Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Pretty please don't hit me. Why did you hit me?
It seems I hit you for 2.
Ow. Ow. If this were 4th edition, I would be bloodied.
Yeah, you would. You also wouldn't have 4 hit points.
That's fair.
4th edition is probably the most forgiving in terms of hit points, as memory serves. Okay, y'all's turn.
I mean, I'm gonna shoot one of them.
Okay.
What attribute's that again?
Dex. Well, you want to use you don't want to do a skill check. You want to go to your equipment and roll your weapon.
Right.
It's gonna do it for you.
It'll take me a little while.
It's so annoying. The dice
crap.
keep going into the one area that the audience can't see and rolling really high.
Well, there you go. I rolled max on both, so.
Okay, was that the same? No, I mean it doesn't matter because they're both uninjured, right? So.
Yep.
Okay. Your bow hits it right in between the abdomen and the thorax, right? And it goes, but it's not dead.
I will move to screen Micah because my main action's already taken.
Okay.
Micah is going to freak the fuck out, and turn his horse and try to get away while screaming bugs.
Okay. Roll ride.
Oh,
Additionally,
no.
since he's not disengaging, he's gonna take an attack of opportunity.
Are you
so
going
we
to
need
disengage, or are you going to do a double move or double?
Is disengage an option?
Yeah, you can disengage.
make a fighting withdrawal main action.
It's a main action. It's called fighting withdrawal.
Yeah. Yep. He's going to fighting withdrawal.
Okay.
So what's the attribute on the ride?
Dex.
Oh, yay.
There it goes. Ooh. Okay. You spur your horse forward, but it's kind of like zigzagging. Like you're not giving it the best gallop here because you can feel your panic. But you pull ahead. So that leaves Genma.
Yes. I'm on cart 2.
Yep. You can see the ants if you lean out on either side.
Yeah. How far away are they?
Approximately. I'd say each cart has probably got 10 feet between the end of the horse and the next cart, and then the cart themselves about 30 feet. So let's say 50 feet.
Okay, so I probably can't throw a weapon, I wouldn't say.
No.
What is it gonna take me to jump from the cart? Can I do that as my move?
Yeah.
Then I'll do that and ready my staff to keep them away from the cart.
Okay. I don't know if ready to action is a thing, but I don't see why it wouldn't be, so I'm going to say you ready your action, right?
Hold an
Yeah,
action exists.
There you go.
Okay.
So you're holding a staff strike to the first ant that gets...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kaganis comes blazing past you on horseback and swings his cleaver down at the ant that was previously wounded. Because it's easier for me to keep track of hit points.
Nope.
Scratches against its chitin and kind of his horse rears up and he brings down his attack for another strike.
That's cheating. He gets 2 attacks. I only get 1.
It doesn't matter. Because he just hits the chitin twice and just kind of goes. And as he's doing this, horse rearing up and neighing, he goes, "Run!" And after saying that,
Already on it, boss.
3 more ants come out of holes.
Yeah.
The injured one is going to attack Varkin because.
Okay.
Yep.
Since it's a new round, I'm gonna use an instant action using my main action to go total defense.
Okay. He missed.
Mm-hmm.
The other ant that was fighting Micah, I guess, now turns and is going to attack Varkin, right? Because you were screening him.
Yep.
And miss, yeah.
Yeah.
One of them comes running up to Genma. Genma, you want to get your free attack on him?
Yes. I just click on the weapon. Roll.
All right, you thwack him, and it doesn't even lose its stride. It just kind of like takes it and lunges at you.
Mm-hmm. Whoa. For 5.
Yeah. That's right. You have lots of hit points now, but it just bites into your waist, like your belly, just, and you can feel. It's not like poison damage, but you can feel that ant venom going into you. And yeah, ow. Another one comes running up and is going to try to bite Rose. And miss. And the last one's going to run up and try to bite Kaganis. Don't know what that rolled. 14. It will hit Kaganis for 4 damage. He gets bit in the foot. Y'all's turn.
Get the cart moving! Get out of here!
Okay.
Micah is going to go ahead and wheel around to a stop. Turn the horse back around, facing them, and again the and shouts out, "Wings of darkness come, rend night from day," and the clouds and the lightning and the shadow raven appears.
Okay.
And he's gonna take a shot at the one that
The injured one?
yeah, the injured one. I need to double check something real quick. What? Oh, it's my hit bonus, so nothing. Cool. Got it. Good. Yeah.
Yeah, it comes screeching in and just kind of like bounces, like literally kind of like bump off of the ant's chitin.
Mm-hmm. That's my turn.
Given that our healer is being bitten by an ant,
You have 2 on you.
Yeah, I don't care. I still have
Total defense.
total defense. I'm still gonna move away from them. I can't fight withdrawal because my main action's been used for total defense, and I'm gonna go screen Genma.
Okay. 2 bite attacks coming your way. That's going to be a miss, followed by a hit for 5 damage.
All right.
Yeah, like as you spur your horse on, one of them bites into your calf and literally like sinks into you, and this movement of your horse, it rips your calf on, like,
Yep.
just charging forward. You're just like, ah. Okay, you're screening Genma.
Yep.
Okay, well, while I wait for the caravan driving,
I don't think the caravan ever came to like a complete stop, but
well,
now
I'm
they're gonna like,
going.
yeah.
Well, I'm waiting for that. I'm gonna shoot at the one that's hurt already.
Okay. Yeah, your arrow literally bounces off of the chitin. Kaganis is going to attack that one with his cleaver. Just trying to kill one ant. Can't roll above a 10. There we go. 5 5 damage. One of the ants, like, he just cuts its head off. One of the ants is dead. So now there's only 6 ants. And it's a new round. No, Genma hasn't gone yet.
Yeah, so Vegas, you were saying you can't cast this spell if you've
Taking
taken
damage.
damage.
Yeah.
Taken damage.
Right.
You can't cast a spell, but arts are still on the table.
Yeah. I was going to cast a spell, but I can't. Okay. In that case, healing myself for I have to remember what it is, 2d6.
8.
Yeah, so I'm good. And I guess, can I start to take advantage of my move?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get further away from this ant. Sorry, Varkan.
Do you want to climb back onto the wagon?
I've assumed it was still moving and I was standing still.
Yeah, but with your move, you can run up and just, like, jump onto it.
Yes.
Okay.
Although I really don't want to get further than 30 feet away from Varkan.
Okay. Varkan, what's the roll? It's a post skill check, right?
Yeah, their weapon against my skill, I believe. Let me double check that.
Beat an 8.
The attacker's skill check is compared against all blockers.
Yeah. So beat an 8.
So it's gonna be strength stab. I did.
Congratulations,
attacks
you
me.
get bit.
But I do not, because my AC is too high.
You thrust your shield and you just kind of like buffet the ant back with your shield. That's everybody?
I think so.
New round.
One more ant shows up. Okay. Everybody's gonna get attacked once, including Genma, because this new one is gonna rush Genma. And then
God damn it.
that'll leave 3 up front. So I'll deal with those later. So I'm just gonna go down the line. Genma. The 14 hit?
Yes.
5 damage.
Damn.
Rose, you're being attacked.
Back where I was.
Does a 15 hit, Rose?
Yeah.
2 damage.
Holy crap.
Varkin, you're hit for 4 more damage.
Oof, I'm on the brink.
And then Kaganis is bit for 6 damage. It's a good thing he has a stupendous amount of hit points. Kaganis is going to get... The remaining 3 are all going to go against Kaganis. I'm just going to rapid fire them. 1, 2,
No.
3. So he's going to take 4... 9 damage total. No, 8 damage total.
Hey, super quick question, Jaken, since we're coming back to top round. I think I may have been calculating the illusion's attack roll differently.
Okay.
Or incorrectly.
Okay.
It says it attacks using my hit bonus, not my base attack bonus.
Okay, so it's your attack bonus plus an attribute?
Plus attribute plus relevant skill. And
Okay.
since what this does is it kind of like shoots magic lightning. Would that be magic or would it be ranged?
Yeah, magic works for me.
Okay, I'll modify my macro then.
Okay. So make it int magic.
Absolutely, yeah.
Actually, make it dex magic. I think that makes more sense if it's shooting lightning out. Okay. It's y'all's turn. Oh, and now the wagons are like, whatcha! And they're starting to just take off.
All right, good, because I want to disengage from this.
Disengage and just beat feet.
Yeah, I've got 1 hit point left.
Okay.
How far away are you from me?
I could ride up to your wagon.
Can you get within 20 feet of me?
Yeah.
Jaken. Yeah.
Cool. My turn. Seeing you like bleeding and holding your side, and trying to grip your horse. Jinma will like lean over the side of the wagon and reach her hands out, and the air will shimmer between where her hands are and where Rose is with like heat, as I use my far healer art to heal from within 20 feet.
Nice. You're full health.
Aw.
It's not hard.
There you go.
It is not
With
hard to
2d6 and with a plump bonus, it's literally impossible for you to not be full health. Okay.
There you go.
That's 2 of you.
I'm gonna use my main action to make a fighting withdrawal from the end that's against me.
Okay.
We'll take a system strain for that, right?
Yes, you take assistance strain every
Yes.
time you're healed.
Oh, good. Thanks for reminding me. I also need to do that.
And expecting more ants to come up from the commotion of the full speed wagon or caravanserai, I'm gonna move up to screen an ally. I'm gonna move up to screen Genma again because I feel we're gonna need a lot of healing.
Okay.
All right, and I had already somewhat disengaged.
Yeah, you're
So-
you're away from the violence, but you're not in the clear of the
Right.
ants.
So first off, the Shadow Raven is going to shoot lightning at one of the big boys attacking. What's his fuck?
Kaganis?
Kaganis, thank you. So it's going to shoot at one of the big ones. So there's that roll. It was sitting on that 18. It wanted that 18.
Well, unfortunately, 14 doesn't get to the chitin yet.
Yep. And then as Micah is riding up to be alongside the wagon as well, that same one, he's gonna narrow his eyes at and point as the purple lightning starts to wreathe his finger, and he shouts out, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, and I don't give a shit. From Atomaeus, descend, rise as thine soul flees your frame. And he's going to cast the Coruscating Coffin.
Okay, so they need to make a
love that
physical save.
Physical save for half damage.
Okay.
Also, I need to modify this.
That's a fail. Yeah, it should do 2d8 because you're level
Yep.
2 now.
All right.
It's going to take the full damage. And it has higher than 1 hit die, if that wasn't obvious.
Yeah. I'm just going to manually put it in for now, but I've modified the spell, so.
11! It's not going to kill it.
Yeah, and the same clouds that summoned the Shadow Raven kind of form overhead, and the purple lightning like comes crashing down on it.
Yeah, and it's like, freaking out. And then Kaganis is going to try to finish that one off. Actually, Kaganis is surrounded. I think Kaganis is just going to take a fighting withdrawal and spur his horse out of there. Okay, so since you guys are all moving on horseback, your ants and your horse have the same speed, and your horses are dragging wagons. So this is going to transition out of a normal combat and into just a quick little runaway. The ants aren't going to pursue you very far. They're just going to wait till you get out of their hive, and then you're in the clear.
Until.
So I'm going to roll once for the ants, and I want everyone to roll Dex plus Ride.
Oh dear lord.
Or Wisdom plus Ride. Your choice.
Okay, I'll take wisdom.
And
But still, dear lord.
And I rolled really poorly. If you get lower than if you get a 5 or lower, like that, then the ants will bite you. Eee. Well, they'll get an attack roll, so it's not guaranteed damage. So far 2 of you have failed. Oh,
Genma's in a cart.
oh yeah, Genma, you don't need to roll. Yeah, so Kaganis, here's your roll. Kaganis is fine. Okay. So, Varkin, here's your attack.
I will use veteran's luck.
Oh, to not take 5 damage? Wise.
I am.
Okay. And then Rose. This is the scary one. It's a hit. Oof.
Oh, crap.
All right, so Rose gets pulled off of her horse. What do you do?
What do I do?
Oh, no, you're unconscious. I know what you
I
do.
was gonna say, it's like, I'm unconscious. Then.
As I recall, everyone's pretty. Micah is ahead of this. Micah and Kakanis probably don't see this, but you guys were all kind of next to this wagon together.
I haven't taken damage this turn, so.
You want to quickly cast a heal spell as she falls?
I don't have a spell. I can far heal her, but I was also considering turning her invisible.
Okay.
But I don't know if that means I also cannot see her. I think that would mean I also cannot see her.
Yeah, I mean she's unconscious and dying, so like.
So heal her first. Yes.
Yeah.
If I'm within 20 feet, I do that.
Yeah, you have to do it right now. Yeah. Okay, Rose, you wake up covered in dust on the ground with a giant ant coming up to you.
Varkan is gonna go total defense for main action and use his move action to try and go pick up Rose.
Okay.
I presume my horse would just follow the caravan.
Oh
right?
yeah, your horse doesn't care about you at this point. Ants are attacking.
I'm just hoping it's following the rest of the caravan. I guess my buddies are going.
Yeah, unfortunately, horses are herd animals, so it's not going to just like fuck off. It's going to be like, other horses are going this direction, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can disengage, or you can do a fighting withdrawal and then jump on Varkan's horse.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, so everyone's speeding away, and then Varkan runs back, and you clamber up, get on the back of his horse, but now 9 ants are closing in around the two of you. Actually, but you guys killed one of the ants, so it didn't matter. They succeeded. Okay, I forgot my morale check. When the first thing dies, it's supposed to morale check, but it didn't matter. They have really high morale because of ants. Yeah, so 9 ants are barreling down on you. What do you do?
Is my Shadow Raven still there?
Yeah, your Shadow Raven's still there.
Can it take a shot at one of them?
Sure, go for it.
I don't even care which one it is.
The one is down to 1, probably. Nuts. Strikes the ground. Next to the ant.
Well, I mean, can I shoot in red?
Probably. Me, I'm just gonna try to pull us away from there.
Yeah, you want to fire a shot off?
May as well.
Okay, go for it.
The one that looks the most hurt.
Yeah, there's one that got hit by a magic spell. That one looks pretty fucked up.
Nope.
Okay, roll ride versus the ant.
Do I still have to roll because I'm on a horse?
No, you don't have to ride.
Oh my god, Jaken, okay.
I know, the ant got an 8, I know.
Well, gods of this game, now's the time.
Hey, oh.
Nope.
You rolled an 8.
No, not you, Micah. You guys are good.
Oh,
it's just them. Okay. There are a lot of ants. I don't think they're all gonna get to bite you, so I'm gonna bite each of you once. We'll start with Varkan. I don't need this one.
I'm on total defense.
Oh, actually, I assumed you're fighting withdrawal as your action.
Oh yeah, if we were there, yeah. Then.
Yeah, you're fine. All right. And then once again, Rose. 16 for 3 damage.
What do you think?
Okay. Varkan, why don't you give me an evasion save?
On the upside, he could probably just catch me.
That's why I'm giving him an evasion save. Yeah.
I think that might be dexterity, so we'll see how it goes.
A 2.
Nope.
Okay. Once again, Rose is yanked off of the horse, and you reach back to grab her, but she's gone.
You do realize that I'm not the one who's usually trying to kill Caddy.
Yeah, but Caddy got away.
Rose, are you down?
Yeah. She
Oh,
only
yeah.
has 3 hit
Oh,
points.
I only have the 3 hit points.
Oh, you only
Okay,
have
Varkin, once
3.
again, Rose on the ground. This time not
you had
conscious.
5.
Well, Varkin's gonna do something like you can't let a party member go. It's his party.
How-
He brought them.
How far away are y'all?
At this point, you guys are at least 60 feet in front of them.
Okay. I'm gonna shout back as loud as I can. For Varkin, like, Varkin! Get her! But don't attack!
I mean, I have to get off my horse. But I hear that, so Varkin's gonna try to do his best. So I'm gonna stop my horse
Turn around.
or turn around either
Yeah.
way, because I'm not stopping, but turning around, drop off my horse, grab Rose, which is gonna be my action, I presume.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you give me a Dex ride check to see if you can
Oh,
like
dear
stay
Lord.
on your saddle and do like a 90-degree thing and scoop her up.
I'm gonna roll it, Jaken, but I have more chance to just trample her outright.
You
Like,
won't
just
trample her outright. It just you'll just have to get off your horse. Yeah. Okay. You're gonna have to get off your horse.
Yep.
All right. So Varkin, you jump off the horse and you pick up Rose and
Held in the other end, and I'm not attacking. I'm just gonna try to hold them, hold the ones that are gonna surround
11
us.
giant ants are closing in on you.
Oh, I wanna wait.
Okay.
I wanna cast a spell.
Okay.
I have a range of 100 feet. Around them, it goes all squiggly as they, if it will, there we go. Disappear.
You turn
It
them invisible.
breaks- Yes, it breaks if they perform violent motion.
Gotcha. Okay. So just
Not
kind of like
run.
they kind of.
Additionally, seeing that and knowing exactly what that is, Mike is going to be like, ooh, okay, we can take advantage of this. What is the natural predator of giant ants?
A giant
the ants
anteater.
all stop,
A giant ant.
and then their feelers start to hunt around, but they don't know where you are.
Ooh, okay. The feelers. What do those sense? Like is that like vibrational? Is it?
I actually think it's how they smell.
That's how they smell. Yeah.
It's scent and pheromones.
Okay. Yeah. So, Micah is going to drop the Shadow Raven.
Okay. I assume Mike is
And-
stopping his horse at this point.
Yeah. And like wheeling it around.
I think this is all copacetic because Jen must shout it out, so you would have known something was going on behind you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he'll turn around and then this time not shout any extra stuff, just the normal arcane invocation that doesn't mean anything to anyone. But we're gonna use Phantasmal Mimesis again. But now he is going to summon a giant skunk that just turns around, lifts its tail, and just sprays all over the
Okay,
ant.
Varkin, give me a mental save.
I'm gonna fucking wretch.
Oh,
Mike, Varkin, you are thoroughly convinced you just got sprayed by a skunk. All of your senses are telling you you've been sprayed by a skunk.
just climb on the horse. Come on, Varkin.
Well, the horse probably not invisible, and the horse probably got spooked away.
Yeah, the horse, as soon as he got off the horse followed the caravan, basically.
Okay,
You can slowly just start walking away.
just walk.
Yes. So
Okay.
on my turn, once it's my turn again, because we're waiting for the full round to end, I'm assuming.
Yeah. The ants, with the skunk spray, they back off for a moment, and then they turn and start chasing the caravan once more.
Well, Varkin cannot go as fast as the ants, and now that they just chased around him and just passed him, he's gonna keep walking toward the caravan. But since they're driving away, and he's
We need to slow
invisible,
down. We need to slow down and handle these ants.
There's a lot of ants. They're
There's so
strong.
many.
Yeah, there's a lot. 1d8 every round, ants. Yeah. I have a fixed number. We haven't gotten there yet. Okay, so you're just gonna walk in the direction of the caravan?
actually, I should probably try to stabilize Rose, but the problem is that I can't see her. I know she's on my shoulder, but I can't see her. So I can't see her wounds.
Okay.
Just need to get to the horse.
No, the ants are between me and the caravan, so that doesn't work. Fuck.
I'm letting time be frozen here because Rose doesn't have long.
Okay, we need to get a horse back to the two of them, past the ants. If we can get Rose onto the cart, we're copacetic.
But none of you have points in ride.
Oh, I can do it. I think
Well, really,
I was going to ask Kaganis to do it.
that's a better idea.
I just need him to go past the ants with a horse. I don't need him to do anything else.
Okay.
But it's past the ants. Yeah.
So shout out to Kaganis.
Yeah. Kaganis, you need to take the free horse back to them. You can't see them, but they'll be in the same spot. Just, you have to circle around and we'll handle the rest.
Roll charisma convince.
Oh.
Hey, look, skills I'm good at, but I'm not there.
Yeah, you better stay quiet. Oof, that's a 5.
Kaganis looks back at you, looks back all those feet away, and goes, "That's suicide."
Oh my god. We can't let two good people die.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right,
Had a
Micah.
much lower convince DC on Micah.
Yeah, Micah's like, yeah, closes his eyes and like pulls the reins. And you want to give me a ride check?
No, but I'll do it anyway. Dex or wisdom? What were we? Is it just kind of either or?
Yeah, with a horse, I reckon you can either rely on your kind of connection to the horse. So whichever one you're hiring.
Okay, here we go.
That looks no. Okay. So Micah, you turn around and you start heading towards the other horse, but not before some of the ants are now coming at you. So you now have ants on your tail. That's what that roll was for. Now you need to give me another ride check. And you have to get at least an 8 to catch the other horse. And if you roll lower than the ants, they will bite you in the process, whether you pass or fail.
Okay.
And the ants got a 5.
Okay, that's
beatable.
That's manageable. So
as long as you beat the ants, you don't get bit, but you have to get an 8 or higher to catch the other horse.
Okay.
Wow!
Micah, with the freaking banjo and fiddle playing in the background, Micah comes running up and grabs the reins of the other horse and pulls him along towards you, and then you're heading towards... Give me a notice wisdom. Wait a minute. No, there's a giant skunk there. You know exactly where they are. You head for the giant skunk. Okay. Unfortunately, this has been
A turn.
at least 2 turns. So give me another ride check to outrun the giant ants. Ants rolled really freaking well.
I thought it was Micah. I was like, yay! But then you said ants.
Okay. The ants are going to try to bite. Does a 13 hit? Okay, one of them jumps up and the mandibles nip in the air, and you're like, nope.
Bugs.
All right, Varkin, you're invisible. You're holding an invisible rose, and like a fucking beacon of hope, Micah is running with your horse right towards you.
At this point, Varkan would say, over here, because he already sees the ants after Micah, so like there's just no point at this point.
Okay. You want to end the spell? Can you do that?
I think if he starts like running or like jumping or anything like that, it's gonna break anyway.
You break the spell. Okay. Do you want to try to get on this horse quickly, right? Before the ants overrun you? And more ants are popping up all around you.
Yep.
Why don't you give me a dexterity exert?
Why do you keep making me dexterity? It's the one thing I'm not
Because you're trying to do stuff quickly.
Can I call unto a potential homebrew rule? Can I let go of the finesse, try to roll it with strength instead? I'm down for me to take damage. It's gonna bring me to 0, but instead of falling unconscious, I'm just gonna be pretty much like mangled.
What? You want to collide with the horse and be like just brute force your way onto it?
Well, just essentially like grab onto it as it passes by me with my arm.
And just hold on.
And just wrap your arm into the fucking reins and get dragged?
Pretty much, like anything that will allow me to get on hold of that horse. Okay. I might take some damage, but
Strength exert. If you do a DC 8, you throw Rose on the back. If you do a DC 10, you get into the saddle. If you get lower than a DC 10, you're dragged by the horse. Which is going to slow the horse down, I should point out.
That's okay, I'm dead meat anyway.
That's a 13.
13.
So you grab onto the horse's reins, pulling the head down, and it goes, and you just like use the momentum, throw Rose on, and then clamber onto its back. You don't even get in the saddle. You just grab onto its back.
I think what Legolas did in Two Towers, but less graceful.
Okay. Now, Micah, you guys are going to have to make more checks to get away from these ants, unless you got some more magic. This is your moment. Do you have any spell slots left? Okay, what are you doing?
Is the skunk still there?
The skunk's still there, but...
Skunk's still there. The skunk technically could fight, but it's like, why? It's just,
Also, there's more ants coming out, so it's like...
It's waving its butt around, just spraying everything. Because,
what an image.
That's
like
funnier.
All this epic shit's going on in the background. You see this giant skunk just wagging its ass.
Actually losing my mind.
So we started in a kind of Western fantasy kind of world, and now we're either in a Deadpool movie or in a Suicide Squad movie, something like that.
Okay, so what do you got?
I need them to be at 20 feet of me. Then I'm ready.
Well, fuck Varkin and Rose.
Okay.
Rip.
Micah has fulfilled his daily quota of heroics.
Okay.
And he's going to start slowing his horse down.
Okay.
Move or non-heroic?
To a trot. And as he does, he shouts out, and it's shouting, like he is yelling. He hates bugs. But as it continues, the sound fades away, as does he. Umbral mistress, I beseech thee, meld mine form with that of creation, O great protector. And he casts the excellent Transpicuous Transformation and invisibles himself and his horse.
Okay. All right, still conscious Varkin. Sweet conscious Varkin. May you give me a ride check? You need to beat an 8.
Well, I mean, there's nothing I can do here. I'm not an expert, so I can't re-roll. So here we go! Nope.
Okay. You're getting bitted. If you thought they might miss.
And I already used Veteran's Luck, so Varkan's gonna get dragged off the horse, but at least Rose still on it.
Are you unconscious?
Oh yeah, I had 1 HP the entire time.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
He had a DC 8 to get Rose on the horse.
Mm-hmm.
A DC 10 to get himself on the horse.
Yeah.
He rolled a 13. Is it possible that he's so wrapped up in the reins right now that they try to pull him off, but like
Luck
he's
save.
still getting dragged by the horse?
Luck save.
Oh dear lord. Nope.
No.
I need to get within 20 feet of Rose immediately.
Well, Rose is coming at you. Varkan falls off the horse.
I'm going to jump from the back of the cart. That way, as soon as she's within 20 feet, I could.
Okay. You heal Rose.
Yeah. I could
Rose.
roll, but why?
Rose, you wake
Yeah,
up.
there's no point.
You wake
System
up
strain.
on the back of a horse, like belly over the butt, just like doing this as it's like, going full gallop, and you kind of like quickly grab hold of like the saddle, which is empty.
I guess I pull myself up.
Okay. All right. At this point, the caravan is free of the ants. They don't pursue you past the edge of their underground anthill.
Mm-hmm.
But Varkan is unconscious and dying on the ground. You're muted.
I'm willing to ride back for him, but it'll be something.
I just need to get within range.
I mean, at this point, you're like 120, 100, maybe almost 200 feet away.
I can sprint. Let's go.
No, can't we get? We still have a spare horse. My horse was in the caravan. There were 2 spare horses.
Yeah, but I jumped off of the back of my cart and went.
I'm
Just
thinking
waited.
I pull a Micah and grab the horse and come
He's
back.
just a kid.
Okay, so you guys are turning around and going back for Varkan?
I mean, I'm going back at
I
least
am.
within 20 feet of Varkan.
I'll go.
Done.
I'm dragging my Wolverine along with me.
Yeah, he's
and
like
it's
on your back.
its little legs are like.
I'll grab that other spare horse and then go.
All right, Genma, the other horse is going to ride up. You can get on the other horse.
Is that a check or can I just hop up on there?
You can just hop up on it.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so there are a swarm of ants between and upon you and Varkan. Are you guys just going to charge through and try to heal Varkan?
I just need to charge through and try to heal Varkan. I have no idea what Rose is doing, but
Well, I was hoping that you would heal him enough to get awake, and then I'd just ride by and let him, or try to grab him.
So you're
I'm
both
just
charging
trying
through?
to get him awake. Yeah.
Okay. Here is the ants roll. Oh my god. They rolled so well.
Dex ride?
Dex ride or wisdom ride.
I think.
Dear
my
lord,
dex
you
is
guys.
higher. Look, you're just
I
a
know.
kid. You're just
You
a
haven't
child.
used your expert's luck.
I was thinking about it. I just don't know if I could do better.
Well, I mean, they have
I
a
can only match.
66% chance of knocking you unconscious with every attack.
Yeah.
Gemma getting bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna roll Genma's first since we're still trying to figure out. Oh, you have to re-roll it. It's not an instant success.
No,
Nope.
Ooh.
I take the better of the 2.
So +1.
12 misses.
Okay.
Why?
14. Oh.
Okay, Rose, you're once again bit and on the ground, and the problem is cyclical.
What Why did you run in? I'm just trying to get y'all out.
All right, Gemma, you can heal Varkin. Oh wow, Varkin,
I'm full HP.
you're full HP. You wake up with a surge of energy, and you're halfway in an anthole.
I'm dropping Dan from my horse to cover me.
Okay.
So he should be able to
Yeah,
attack.
yeah. You like drop Dan, and in a slow motion with like the sun behind him, Dan's like, and just lands on an ant.
I guess that's my turn.
Okay, Varkin, what do you do?
She's close by because she's at least within 20 feet, if I understand right.
Mm-hmm.
Main action, fighting withdrawal, and then move to try and get on the horse, I presume.
Yeah, okay. You just push past and knock ants out of your way, and you jump up on Gemma's horse.
I'm not going to be able to heal Rose this turn.
No, but it is a new turn.
There. Yeah.
Rose is like right behind you, basically.
Yeah.
You can heal her. But you're gonna have to make another skill check to try to get away from the ants.
Can I
heal her
interrupt?
first?
Yes, you can interrupt. You can heal her first, yes.
Okay, from my invisible position,
Mark, remember to mark system string.
I did.
wherever that is.
Mhm.
How close are the ants to Genma and Rose at the moment?
In striking distance. They're in the meat of the.
We're in the middle.
Yeah.
Of it.
Okay, so as like Mike is gonna wait, and as soon as Genma is like next to Rose, he's gonna drop the skunk.
Okay.
And cast Phantasmal Mimesis one more time, and this time I'm tapping out here. This is
he's an invoker, so he gets a lot of spell points.
Yeah.
This is it. The earth is going to rise up around them into a rocky dome protecting them.
Not that I don't like your idea, but I'm just gonna call one little point here. Ants dig.
I understand that.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page.
He's trying to buy us time.
I'm just buying time. That's
okay. So in the safety of the dome, Genma, you can reach out and heal Rose. Rose, you're full health. Don't worry about rolling it. She's 3 hit points. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have 2 horses, and everybody is in here. Mark system strain. And for the moment, there's no ants around you, but there are ant holes within this dome. And you can feel the ground shaking. And Micah, you can see the ants just like going through the hole.
We'll start riding.
Well, it's a dirt wall, right? Like.
Well, as far as we know, it's real.
Yeah.
Well, we have to make a mental save, right?
Yes, you have to succeed a mental save to realize it's fake.
Okay. Well,
Even though you know he's casting illusion magic. It's magic.
Oh, no.
Genma's like, how do we get out of this dome? Meanwhile, the rest of you are like, it's not real. So, Varkin, you want to take the reins?
Well, no, because the problem is that according to Phantasmal Mimesis,
The horses
person
think
who
it's
built-
real?
well, the horse might think. We don't know yet, but Genma definitely does. So, as stupid as it is, even
That's
if the horse,
true. Even if
if
you
the horse
ride through it, she'll just
moves-
like...
yeah, we
Okay.
will go through, and she won't.
Right. Magic.
Can he still hear us from where he's at? Like, can we yell?
No. Well, actually, no, Micah knows it's fake, so yeah, Micah can hear you.
That's it. To just yell, drop the spell.
okay. And he does.
Okay.
Okay.
And he's ready to pass out invisibly on the back of his horse from all of the magical strain of this fucking
Well,
fight.
Okay.
you're not invisible anymore. You cast a
All
spell.
of the ants went underground, which means you guys have a clear shot to get out of here.
Yes.
Each of you who are handling the horse, give me a ride check,
Mm-hmm.
and if you get a DC 8, you get away. If you get lower than DC 8, you have ants on your tail again.
I grab my Wolverine's arm and I drive this horse.
Yeah, I think you're better off at it than me, because he's gonna say dexterity ride or wisdom ride, and I suck.
Oh,
Okay.
I
Rose,
took off.
you arrowing this horse out of there. Genma, maybe it's the weight of Varkin, maybe it's this whole fucking situation, but it's your Rose is gone. She made tracks, and as you're spurring the horse on, ants are just boom, 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 popping out of holes coming at you.
Well, guess who's gonna attract their attention and screen?
Okay, well now it's an opposed test. One roll. If you get away, you get away. You gotta beat a 9
On ride?
on a ride.
Okay. Lucky roll, lucky roll. Ride an animal, ride an animal. Am I technically being helped?
No, he's screening you, which means he's getting attacked.
Yeah.
And it misses
Yep.
the one time. Yeah.
So I just like tap the ants with my sword, just like no.
All right, roll again, Genma. Your new roll is even worse.
Fuck.
I can technically make it.
Regardless of what you roll here, you guys are gonna escape. Okay. So one more time. I think you have more HP than even if they hit. I'm pretty sure you're okay.
Yeah, and technically I'm total defense, but the 17 still hits.
For
So
6
yes,
damage.
examine.
All right, you get bit one last time, and then you guys escape, leaving the giant ants behind you, grabbing victory from the jaws of defeat, from the jaws of death. I was keeping a running tally, and Rose is like one turn away from dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, we're gonna go on break. I don't have anything else to say. We'll be back 15 after. Stick around for more of this shit. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in a little bit. Hello, everybody. Caddy's just sitting down, and we're getting ready to go here. So, welcome, Xylamos. You missed the ants. You're gonna have to watch the VOD. It's too much to explain. I was talking during the break. I was like, I didn't want to be like, no, they're dead, leave them behind. But at the same time, I feel like I gave y'all too much grace. But I feel like if you're gonna do something wrong, you want to do it in favor of the players, right? So, is it really wrong? Okay.
And to be fair, it's second session. Like I know you already killed one of my character on second session, but you can give us a break too.
But it wasn't just like killing one character. It was like you guys jockeying for the position of being dead this session. Wow. What a wild. I mean, when I wrote this encounter, I was like, oh, this is gonna be nuts. I had no idea. You guys ride until the sun starts to set, and you finally stop for the night and break out into camp. I figured an event like this is warrant of some role playing, so why don't y'all do that? And I'm gonna have to check in on my daughter. She's probably doing some BS because she's 3 and she doesn't want to go to sleep, and that's how they are. So you guys are breaking for camp. If you want to talk to Kaganis, it's gonna have to wait. I figured you might want to talk to Kaganis.
Yep. So that was something, huh?
Let me one second. Okay, on myself.
From now on, guys, I'm just gonna stay with the carts.
Yeah, I was gonna say something.
As I don't want to say leader because we kind of all take our own decision, but as a person who gathered everyone here, first I'd like to say I'm glad that everyone is safe and sound. That was a very hair-pulling experience, and I don't have any hair. However, can we try to avoid taking unnecessary risks? And yes, you might say I ran back in for Rose, and that wasn't technically an unnecessary risk, but I'm the one that pulled Rose into this. I was going to be the one pulling Rose out of there. However, amazing teamwork all around in a life or death situation.
Another compliment sandwich out of
Yes,
yeah.
it is important. Positive, negative, and if you have another positive, you put it at the end. It's good leadership, they say. Keeps the morale up. I think it kind of loses a little bit of its power when you explain it, though.
Mm.
We'll
Yeah, now
find
we're
out.
just gonna watch for it. Well,
On a more humoristic note, and he's gonna glance at Micah. I'm just glad I don't have to take a tomato juice bat tonight.
What?
I heard that's how you get rid of skunk smell, and I presume that the giant skunk that happened to me was your doing.
I mean, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Oh no, it absolutely was. I'm just glad the smell doesn't stick once it's gone.
No, not yet. I'm working on that.
No, well, if you do, please don't aim it at me.
But I need. I'm gonna have to test it.
Try Gigannis.
He'll eat
I
me.
was about to say that.
He'll eat me, and not like in like a humane and quick and painless way, like the
No, he's a farmer.
bugs.
He's a farmer. He's non-violent. Never mind that he cut a hand in half, but he's non-violent.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was gonna eat any of us, he probably would have ate me when I got off off the horse.
Fair
So
enough.
I don't think he's gonna eat you, honey.
No, I don't
He
think so.
He keeps looking at me and licking his chops.
No, I'm pretty sure that's because he ain't got no lips.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it must be dry as hell. Vegas
Yeah.
losing.
We we hmm. But we're running back in. We had to run back in because Ganis wasn't gonna do it.
Yes, to deliver the horses so that Rose wouldn't die in your arms. I don't think Varkan was too greatly upset by that particular action.
No.
It went pretty well.
Yes. It's more the cycle of trying to save one another afterwards that got really hectic. I'm just glad that we came up on top.
It is my job. It is like my one job on this trip.
Hey, ma'am, speaking of, and Michael just kind of pull aside the tattered, torn leg of his pants, be like, I'm still kind of hurt. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
No. Well, I was going to help. No. But Shinma doesn't get that reference, so she will.
Weird. Why doesn't she? She's not up to date with another universe's
Fictional
Memes.
cinematic universe.
fictional cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Another universe's fake universe.
Well, it's 3.
Hey, it's 3.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's full. He only had 2 damage. And a systems train, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
All right.
learning.
And another thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can do this pretty much all day. I can make use of life effort. It changes your body. It puts a strain on your body every time that is going to age you. And I know y'all are young, but it is what we are doing is playing not just with life, but the other face of that essence, which is death. And you can rely on me to keep you from the brink of death. But the more we do this, the harder it is on your bodies. And I do not want you to get too accustomed to the kind of cycle that we did today.
Well, you bring a good point. I think that we should establish what we expect from one another as a team. Just us four. I, in a situation like this that would happen in the future, will absolutely go back to save any of you. I feel like it's my responsibility, since I gathered you guys to join me on this adventure, on this job, to at least bring you safety all the way to the chamber. So if a situation like this arises again, I will jump in the face of danger to try and bring you safely back to the caravan so that you can at least reach the chamber alive and well. And if something happens to me because of such actions, I do not want any of you to feel responsible for any negative impact on me. You're muted, Ken.
Yeah, that's not exactly how that relationship works.
I understand that, and I will respect if you want to come after me, but I'm just saying, if you can't, for whatever reason, do not feel bad about it.
I just think we have more of a reciprocal relationship.
You
Are you asking us to leave you to die?
Because my job is exactly the opposite of that.
My point is not to ask you to leave me to die. It's if you would rather do that because I'm saving somebody else, I won't hold it against you, and I don't want you to feel bad. If you still want to come and save me out of my trouble because I'm trying to save someone else, I mean, we're a team.
All right, so we're just kind of back at square one, huh?
Well, I mean, people can establish their own limits here. I know that, Micah, you didn't seem to like these bugs very well. I appreciate the heroics of bringing me a horse back. But if you had said, like, fuck it, it's bugs, I don't want to do it, I wouldn't have held it against you.
I'm confused. When did we have squares, and why are we at the first one?
It's another way of saying things, Mike. It just means that I kind of led the way into changing the situation between all of us, and then the way I spoke brought us back to what we were in the original, which it means I didn't change anything. So back to square one means I didn't change anything in the relationship or in the balance of things. It's a way of saying things. Don't worry too much about it, Micah.
All right, if we're drawing lines and creating little boundaries for ourselves of what our jobs are, my job is keep all of you from dying.
So I presume you would like us to stop jumping into danger when we can.
Well, we're in a dangerous place.
Absolutely.
Our current existence is danger. But you did say that you wanted us to kind of define what our jobs were in the group. So, mine is to keep you from the cold hands of death.
Well, since we're laying that all out, I can hold my own with a bow. Anything closer than that, I'm pretty much, well, you've seen. And I'm really good at finding things that don't want to be found and hiding things or stopping things that want to get too close to us. Speaking of, I have an idea to help protect the caravan at night. I'll work on that on my own. I gotta gather some material.
Is there anything we can help you with? Looking for specific materials or
I'll
things?
just give him a list because my plan here, Jaken,
Mm-hmm.
is that at night when we settle for camp, I want to put a ring of traps around the caravan, and then in the morning collect them all.
Okay.
So I'll give them the details like rope, scraps of metal, pieces of wood.
Well, Rose, I think you had already established that you were gonna try to stay at range, but I suggest that based on your skill, that you avoid going into the swarms of hands in the future.
I think she learned that lesson.
Yeah, I also had my own reasons for charging in, but I'm not going to do it again. I promise.
She's over
But
it.
what if I have to relieve myself at night?
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
because camp.
Step lightly.
I mean, I could put the ring far enough out that you probably dig a pit to relieve yourself. I presume that's what they're doing out here, just digging a hole, using it, burying it again.
Yep. Very classy.
I imagine now it's like a ring with like a little outcropping for the outhouse.
And here's the poop center.
The trench.
Do I have to define my own job?
If
So-
the poop center is the only part
Oh.
that's not trapped, I feel like it acts as a trap by itself.
No, I mean like
That's one
imagine
from
like
Jinma's
it's a
noggin.
circle ring, but like where the outhouse is, it's just like a little bump in the ring. Besides, they're all non-lethal.
Why is this taking up our time?
I don't know.
Just roleplay.
Um,
I'm sitting here looking at my adventure, trying to decide what to trim, because I want to finish the adventure tonight, and you guys are sitting here talking about outhouse poop and traps, trapping
yeah.
the poop trap.
Micah, I think that your role, as far as I
Well,
understand, is
don't tell him what his role is.
okay. There you go.
Micah, you can tell us what you would like to be doing.
Not dying.
Uh-huh.
That's a good one.
Tall order, but we'll see.
Well, small in this case.
I mean, I seem to be the most traditionally magically inclined in the entire caravan. So that question mark?
Good job, Micah.
Thank you.
So you stay safe and you keep us safe from a distance.
Yes.
Perfect.
Dan. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Alright. Is there anything else that needs to be discussed tonight?
Not that would be particularly important.
Okay. Like I said, I want to finish this adventure tonight, so I'm gonna trim some of these encounters and just kind of go to the important stuff.
Sleep, system strain, spell slots, etc.
Well, because I'm skipping 2 encounters, we are going 16 days later.
So full heal.
So you guys are good to go. All right. The caravan makes camp near a dusty bluff. And Rose, you set about making traps around the perimeter.
They're non-lethal, so it's just like things to ensnare and stop.
Okay. You guys eat your meal after the traps are set, and just as you guys are getting ready, The last of the sunlight is starting to fade. You guys are getting ready to go to your tents and sleep. Seemingly out of nowhere, one of your traps is triggered, and you guys all hear this and thud 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 thud, and you look over to where the trap went off, and you see a massive scorpion.
Bugs.
Look at it, just go. I hate this place.
This snare that has it doesn't look like it'll hold it indefinitely.
All right.
And it looks like it was coming after the camp.
This seems like a Varkan task.
Yep.
Kaganis emerges with his cleaver.
Varkan is gonna approach the scorpion, shield and sword at the ready, and when he sees Kaganis getting closer, he's gonna say, "Let's try to avoid the poison."
Okay, you guys have enough time to get back on any armor before it breaks itself free.
Yep.
Yeah, and Kaganis will nod and be like, "Yes, the stinger is its most lethal weapon." And as it shakes off the trap, it like kind of squares up with you guys and nips at the air. And our initiative woman is dealing with our son. So let me go ahead and get the giant scorpion ready.
Not that I'm looking forward to fighting actual Erasm, but I've been promised a lot of Erasm during this adventure, and so far we fought everything but.
It's a big wild basin.
Don't want to fight the Erasm.
No, as I said, I'm not looking forward to them. I feel like they're gonna kick our ass.
All right, Rose, roll
But,
initiative against the giant scorpion. Oh, I shouldn't have rolled. Even on a tie, you guys go. Okay, you guys got initiative. That makes sense. You guys got initiative because you had plenty of time to prepare yourself
Yep.
for this giant scorpion. Cue the boss music. Who's going first?
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna go into total defense, and
I
I'm
missed
gonna.
it.
Oh, God.
I was saying, I missed it. Is the scorpion still trapped, or is it?
No,
out?
you
It's
guys
free.
spent the time getting your armor on and getting ready.
Oh, okay.
So I think I'm gonna go on total defense for now
And move up to it.
and move up to it. Yep.
Okay. So to get a size comparison, I love these. The 5th edition artwork is incredible. So I'm not disparaging it, but I just love this old school art. That's what you guys are fighting there.
Yep. Some fun stuff.
Who's next?
I don't have anything to do yet, so not me.
Okay. Well, what do you guys think? Kaganis is going to move up and strike with his cleaver. Cleaver, strike. Cleaver miss. His first attack is going to hit the pincers chitin, and then he goes in for another attack. Ooh, he makes purchase
That's a hit.
for 6 damage to the scorpion. Who's next?
Micah's is super easy.
Fairly an inconvenience.
Say what? Yeah. Corsating coffin.
Cool.
Hey, now it does 2d8.
Yep, I fixed it.
That's a failed physical save.
That's gonna hurt.
Ooh,
gonna
damn. All right, who's next?
I don't like that it's not dead yet.
But it's hurting.
Oh, well, in that case, hey Micah, mine looks a little different from yours. As she just surrounds it in extreme heat.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
actually a really
Oh, it succeeds.
So half damage. 4 damage. Okay, this
That's a-
scorpion is looking rough.
That's a fascinating take on it. Like how precisely did you weave in the intricacies of like the heat generation
Rose.
into the
I
I'm-
just try to melt.
I'm just gonna shoot it. Don't worry.
Wow,
Self-taught.
okay, that's a hit. I was like, oh, you're gonna one turn this scorpion? Alas, it's going to kung fu fight.
It's gonna have a turn.
Alright, one huge pin. He's got 2 huge pincers and a poison sting. Huge pincer 1 against Kaganis, just to get it out of the way.
That's a miss.
That is a miss. And then, oh, it's not supposed to do shock damage. Let me delete that. Oh, no, wait, no, this one is supposed to do shock damage. Okay, sorry. So he takes 1 point of shock. And then the second huge pincer against Varkin. Oh, that's a big miss with the natural
Yep.
1.
But he's still gonna do
So you're
one
gonna take
shock
1 damage
damage.
of shock.
Hold
And-
on, I think I shrug it off with one of my things. I'm just gonna double check.
Don't think so. While you look at that, he's gonna lash out with his tail.
Yeah,
against
I
you.
ignore shock damage from melee assailants.
Wow. Well, the one that counts, I think, hit. 19?
Well, no, because it's the first combat, so veteran's luck. I don't want to be poisoned. Fuck that shit.
Okay. The piercer goes into you, and it manages to lodge itself between one of your haphazardly placed plates and the leather, and injects its venom into your vest, but not into your flesh. And it rips out. And everyone's like, but you're just like, and then it's Yellow's turn. I was like, this guy does 3 attacks. He's got 17 AC, huge attack bonus. What a boss. And they're all like, wouldn't it be cool if we brought him down to 4 hit points in 1 turn?
Well, I think what I'm gonna do for now is I'm gonna save my move to screen the next person that the stinger hits. So if it's me, no screening, and if it's somebody else, I'm gonna screen that person. And I'm gonna use my main action to go total defense.
Okay.
Is there any way we could manage to hey guys up front, don't damage the tail, please?
We'll try to stay as far away from the tail as possible.
Oh. Okay, well maybe this will help. I'm just gonna coruscating coffin again.
Okay.
You're gonna crunch him.
Yeah, I mean, good chance, even with the successful physical save, which I will now roll, that this is 1 dead. Scorpiano, yep.
Oh yeah. Unless he rolls really
Nope.
poorly.
No.
Okay, that is a dead Scorpiano. Okay, you guys killed the giant scorpion.
Without taking a scratch.
Out.
All right.
Well, Kikanis took 1 hit point.
I was gonna have
It's a
Dan ready
brute.
the
It's not a scrap.
anti-venom, but we're all right. Do we want to try and get at some of this scorpion meat?
Yeah.
But I want the venom.
It seems like, yeah, it seems kind of like a great fortune.
Blessing.
So
You guys
So-
got anti-venom for this fight. I really overestimated how powerful this giant scorpion was.
So-
If it had snuck up on us, I think it would have been a
Yeah,
different game.
Rose doing the traps. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool.
So when Jen mentions the scorpion meat, Varkan says, bug meat. Still gonna try it though.
No
right,
thanks.
I'm trying
I'll
to
pass.
harvest the venom.
When you say you want to harvest the venom, Rose, Varkan's gonna kind of pull the plate open, like a little bit, like stretch it open through the letter, and he's gonna point to the venom that's between the letter and the plate, and he's gonna, that one work?
I was gonna use it to lace traps, so that's probably not enough.
Oh.
She collects it anyways.
Yeah, what can we do to... Can I help Rose with a survive check for her to, like, take this thing apart?
I'm gonna just say between the three of you and Hildane, you guys can take this thing apart. Because Hildane
nice.
is an alchemist, probably knows her way around
Yeah,
venom.
I was about to
and-
ask if she could.
Yeah, so you guys can get some venom. You have there's a giant scorpion, right? So let's say 3 doses of giant scorpion venom.
Quite reasonable.
And all those empty glass bottles.
Yeah. How much do these weigh?
Not much. Don't worry about it for now.
I think our daughter's crying again.
It sound like that, yeah. Okay, so each one of these doses is 1 application. Lasts for an hour or on first hit. If they have to, if you hit somebody with it after you coat a weapon in it, they have to make a physical save, and if they fail, they take 3d6 damage. Later. Oh wait, no shit. This is that's a different venomous animal.
Good thing I hadn't typed anything yet. I'm gonna go.
Okay. Oh, this one is on a failed physical save. They're dropped to 0 hit points and are mortally wounded. Totally different.
Oh,
Oh, dear Lord.
That's nice.
This
Yeah,
is this is one of the reasons I hate bugs.
That's the good stuff.
So this poison, if I had been stung, would have been pretty intense.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I veterans lucked it, right?
Yeah, because you would have had a
Okay,
physical save or go. "Ah."
And right now our any save are pretty high in the sense that they're hard to reach.
Yeah, in the AD&D monster manual, it says like if the giant scorpion stings itself, it dies. So that's fun.
Yeah, but question is, does the giant scorpion sting the giant fox in the middle of the giant river?
Of course it does.
No,
Okay.
it would be a
Okay,
toad.
because you guys trounced that really hard fight, I'm thinking I shouldn't scrap this really hard fight, but I don't want the whole session to just be fight. So, I'm just trying to.
As long as it's not bugs.
No, because I was trying to get all of my favorite, South animals, for monsters. So you already fought the ants, and you fought the scorpion, and next was going to be the
Can't wait for the
rattlesnakes.
snake.
Yeah. But I think we're gonna skip that. So,
Please, just one small request out of character wise. No rolling spiders, like the ones that roll in the sand to move around. Like I already hate spiders, but these things go so fucking fast that I'm out of there. Like literally, my body will stay here, and my soul will depart.
okay. I'll put that in my back pocket for another day. Okay. You guys, 12 days later, you're traveling along. And those of you up front, you spot what looks like a small shack in the distance.
But is it a little old place where we can get together?
And suddenly, Micah Horse throws him off. He cracks his skull open. Brain explodes. No coming
it's
back.
okay.
Love Shack Baby.
I know that whole song.
Yes.
I know what we're doing while you're in town.
Yes.
There's a
So-
shack in the distance.
Yeah, there's a shack. There's no sign of movement, no smoke, no nothing coming out of that shack.
No, it just looks like a lonely shack. As you get closer to it, it doesn't look like it's in a state of disrepair.
Aside from pointing it out, Varkin does not really have any interest in it. We still have enough supplies to go to reach our destination. It's not hostile to us. There's nobody that can butter us. Nobody that seems to need to look like they need help. Sorry, that sentence just evaded me and decided to go its own way. So Varkin literally is just like, let's just continue on.
This is all very logical and reasonable.
I agree.
Micah turns his horse
fine.
and heads towards the shack.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
no,
course.
we could do for a night under a roof if they're willing to give it.
I mean, it's not a very big shack, but yes, it is in fact shack shaped. All right, so you head for the shack.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I need to find a page in this book, but not for this. All right. As you guys approach the shack, the door opens, and an old-looking man, kind of like withered by the sun, bleached white hair, comes out and just kind of looks at you guys through narrow eyes.
Well, if someone else wants to talk.
Well, I
Hi.
mean,
Hello, sir.
Welcome. You are, there is nothing for you. Move on.
We're pathfinders. Do you need any help?
Maybe 6 years ago, yes, but today I just need you to move on.
What happened 6 years ago?
The youthful, of course. You want to give me a convince check?
Oh God, do I?
Charisma convince.
Yeah. That sounds good. That's,
Varkan actually just wanted to drive by, so far he's just looking at this exchange kind of with a slight smile.
Joke's on you.
six.
Joke's on you. I'm into that shit. Okay. I understand that you have been on the road for some time, and perhaps you are seeking stories, but I don't care. Move on. I don't care. I don't know who you are. I don't like
Well,
your faces.
Hi,
You-
my
you-
name's Micah Ewing.
Micah,
What-
come on, let's just go.
Yes.
But this is an out-of-place shack in the middle of nowhere that was described by the DM. We have to investigate.
Just like the holes in the ground. It can only lead to bad things.
But he's not a bug.
You don't know yet. He's just gonna shed his skin and sprout some wings.
All right. Look, he clearly doesn't want us bothering him.
No. Varkan's gonna vote for let's pass by. Wave and pass by.
Okay.
But
Actually, as we're passing by, I'm just like, we won't stay. Has there been any trouble around here lately that we should keep an eye out for?
Well, by now you've probably been through this basin for some time, and you are aware of its many dangers. Other than that,
here.
the only thing I would consider a danger is nosy and obnoxious travelers traveling through.
we'll keep an eye out for those types.
Oh, you be sure to steer clear.
What about Erasm?
Erasm? They do not leave their territory.
Oh yeah, they started
Yes, they
leaving
do.
the territory.
Huh. The curse strikes again.
This guy
What curse are you talking about?
sounds suspicious as hell.
Me. Roll convince again.
Who? Oh.
Oh dear lord. It's even worse.
Yeah, he just kind of like, okay. And he starts walking back into his shack.
You're muted.
At this point, Mike is just like, he's all in, like hopping down off the horse,
no.
hustling behind him. No, what curse? We don't want. What could the curse hurt us? What's what?
The curse cannot hurt you. Just be careful what treasures you find in the jagged peaks. That is all I will say now. Get out. Away.
What? Wait! Treasures and jagged peak. You have piqued my interests.
Micah, come on, let's go.
And you have piqued my ire, little man.
Well, sir, I'm just gonna offer it because we're going towards settled lands that could help against the Erasm. Would you like to travel to the chamber?
No.
If not, we'll leave you
No,
alone.
no, never again. And he rushes into his cabin and throws the door closed. And then he's like, I will never go to the chamber ever again in my life. No, I will die out here, away from that accursed place. Go away.
Or you shall taunt us a second time?
Mike, I get back on your horse.
Wait, but he's this man is clearly distraught, and something happened 6 years. And there's a curse and treasure, but there's something with the chamber. We have to help.
We cannot help a man who doesn't want to be helped.
Yes, we can. That is a defeatist attitude, and I am ashamed of you.
We already have a job.
Oh, may the first truth strike me dead.
That's not how any of the truths work. That's you sir, you're very confused and distraught and
Yes, I am. I'm a madman, confused and distraught. Now get off my land.
How tall and how big is Micah?
Neither of those things in great quantities.
yeah, that's
So Varkan is gonna just hop off his horse, walk up to Micah, grab Micah, lift Micah, and walk back toward Micah's horse.
No touching. I didn't tell you could touch. Stop it. Micah's slapping.
He's gonna put Micah back on his horse.
Yeah, Micah's impotent rage, fruitless against a max strength lizard man.
I thought we were pathfinders.
Yes, and we need to find a path that way.
Micah will go along with it, but you have never seen a teenager sulk so hard.
Doubt.
Well, we're on our way. We leave the man alone. The man
Okay.
that wants to be left alone.
All right. The next day, you guys have to pitch camp well and truly early as a thunderstorm rolls through.
Yeah.
A thunderstorm.
That's what I said.
The rain effect.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I don't know how well it'll come across on stream.
How often does it rain here?
Given that we just went through a super dry land, probably not a whole lot.
It rains more in the winter than any other season. But this is the first thunderstorm you guys have hit. I mean, like, it's hard. Like, boom, thunder and lightning crashing. And, you know, the ground is just so parched that the water kind of fills up, you know, ankle deep in the low areas.
Varkan is gonna say, try to avoid metal objects on your person if you can, for in case of lightning, and steer clear of raised metal objects around the camp.
If possible, we should dig a drainage ditch around so that water can run off in the ditch and away.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can do that without any skill check. It's just digging a trench.
Yep.
And Hildane like sets out some stuff to catch the rainwater, and
I'm gonna ask for planks of woods or supporting materials of some sort that we can spare losing to a certain extent. And I'm gonna have the carts pulled onto those planks of wood so that if the ground become muddy, they don't sink and get stuck. It's gonna be the whatever under the wheels that's gonna get stuck.
Yeah. You guys spend the whole day battening down the hatches and making sure that nothing's lost in the mud and muck. And you spend an entire day under the torrential rain. And it isn't until well after dark that the rains finally let up.
Hmm.
I'm gonna ask Jahan if that last day is any worry about supplies and whatnot. I don't think so, but it's just good to keep track.
He lets out a yawn and says, we accounted for bad weather. But if we lose any more days, we might be pushing it.
All right.
Besides, we're in the last 2 weeks here. Home stretch.
Yeah, my worry is that we might get slowed down with what we heard about the Arazim having their goal on the chamber. We might have a little bit more fighting ahead of us to try and get through.
Well, quite frankly, you guys have had plenty of violent confrontations in protecting us, and not only do you guys always pull through, but you have done some incredible feats of heroism and magic and prowess I've never seen, not even back during the war. You're some of the most skilled youngsters I've ever encountered. Jinma is also not young, but very, very skilled and quite scary with her magic. In fact, if it weren't for her, I think this whole expedition would have been ended in ruin. So that's my way of saying I think we'll be all right. And Vakaganis knows his way around that cleaver too.
I'm glad that you have such faith in the Pathfinders and that we've been able to uphold the reputation of the name, essentially.
Well, let's get some shut-eye. Hopefully
Yep.
it'll be dry enough to move on by morning. If not, we'll wait till midday and head on out. Okay. No. DM Daddy, no. No, you don't. No. You're not a priest. There is a class called priest. You're not it. Okay.
No, but I can felt it at the top of my lungs.
It's true. It's true. It's true. Stay tuned for her auditions to replace Vegas as a in fourth seat here. Okay. So after the day of the storm, 3 days later, you guys are trekking, and I need to roll a d3 here. 3. Micah. Your horse throws a shoe.
Oh, okay. Well, help. What my horse is limping and won't tell me why.
We have a blacksmith, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe he's missing a shoe. Turgain,
Yes?
do we have any spare horseshoe?
It's okay, buddy. Everything's gonna be fine. We'll get you another shoe.
Well, we had the spare shoe in the Aerosteel cart.
I know it hurts. I know the pebbles are bothering you, but
If you find the shoe, I can put it back on.
I go looking for the shoe.
All right, give me a wisdom notice check.
Can I roll wisdom survival to check for the tracks of Micah's horse to help her with her notice check?
No, you can't, because Rose was like, here it is.
Yep, okay.
It's my job to find things that don't want to be found, remember?
It's true. She literally said that was her job, but then rolls a 12 on the notice check. All right, yeah, you find the horseshoe. We will have to stop so I can put the horseshoe back on.
I'm not sure. Hey, Micah, come over here.
See, buddy, it's gonna. We found it. You're gonna be everything. We're gonna take a break for you, and like it's gonna be okay. I promise.
Jahan says, "Oh, that shouldn't take too long. We probably would have lost more time if to a limping horse than to this."
What? Yeah. Yes. What? I'm dealing with the horse right now. That better be important.
Oh, it is important. I need you to tell me all about the book that you're reading, but over here where you cannot see what they're gonna do to put the shoe back on the horseshoe.
That sounds reasonable and like an okay and actually uh 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 okay.
Somehow Varkan believes that if Micah sees nails being put into a horse foot, it's gonna be like, no.
Okay. After about an hour, Tyrgain gets the horseshoe back in. And, alright, we're ready to move on. Good as new.
Onward and
Oh,
upward.
oh man, buddy, look, that's even better than your last. We'll have to get you more of those because those are some fly kicks you got, man.
Fly kicks.
Caddy's face.
Alright. It is the 57th day of the journey.
Almost over.
Almost over. You're
No
Less-
more hitches.
you're less than a week from the
We-
chamber.
We see the light at the end of the tunnel.
You see the
No more
light at the
trouble.
end of the tunnel.
Jaken is saying we win. That's it. No more trouble.
Notice checks, please.
No, it's supposed to be no more trouble.
What skill?
Wisdom notice.
Oh, somebody rolled really well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Two people rolled amazing.
I mean, Rose is going to roll well. That is what she's good at.
Yeah. Speaking of Rose and Genma, you both see what look to be humanoids in number. They are discreetly shadowing you.
I'm gonna ride up and down the caravan and just quietly say so.
Yeah. From what we know of the Erasm, do they do discreet?
None of you have ever fought Erasm. With your soldier background, Varkan has read about the Erasm.
Yep.
They employed all kinds of tactics that varied based on the size of their party.
Okay.
The smaller the group, the more likely they were to use guile and ambush tactics. The larger the group, the more vicious and
Yeah, that makes sense.
Overwhelming.
overwhelming and overt.
Well, we have an expert. So now that it's been pointed out, Varkan's gonna roll his horse closer to Kaganis and be like, "We're being followed by a group of humanoids."
Don't roll your horse.
Yep. I do a barrel roll. My horse goes like, "Woo!" And I tell Kaganis, I point out the group to Kaganis and say, "It's very likely a Rozim, but what's your thought?"
He grabs his hood and he pulls it further across his face. He says, "It's Erasm."
I'm gonna gather Rose, Micah, and pull them toward cart number 2 so we can discuss with Genma as well. And I'm gonna say, what do we do about this situation? My first instinct is to play as if we hadn't seen them, although they might suspect that we do, since we've been talking and gathering and so on and so forth. But maybe they don't, and we will camp and trap, trying to get as many of them down as possible when they finally spring their ambush, which we'll be ready for. Because the other option would be to take them head on, or to let them ambush us whenever they decide.
Yeah, I don't suppose we could outrun them.
Not with the carts. We could get the carts to go ahead and slow the group down, but we see these groups, that doesn't mean there's not another one.
Hmm.
As I'm thinking about a plan and discussing with the group, can I look ahead? Is there any sort of feature that we could use for an ambush of our own?
Well, you're in the calmer area of the Wild Basin as it's starting to let way to the chamber, but it's still quite rocky, and there's lots of bushes and small trees. And what are you looking for exactly?
Either a raised platform, like like a divot where the caravan could go low and we could go high and ambush them if they follow the caravan, or something like this.
Yeah, there's lots of elevation changes, and there's lots of ways you can go about this.
Okay. So seeing
Is
Well,
Ganis
need-
involved in this conversation?
yeah, if he wants to, he's welcome. It's just he tends to stay away, but if he comes over, and I'm down
If they
for it.
attack, they will attack tonight.
Well, if we can find a choke point, I only need 5 minutes traps.
Well, as I said, my original plan is to find a place where we can camp. A choke point could be a good place, and then you could set your traps knowing that we're gonna get ambushed and essentially counter ambush them.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like that's what we have to go with.
Currently, they are sizing us up. They are deciding if they can take us or not. If they decide they can, they will attack at night, in the witching hour.
Hey, can you guys make our party look bigger?
They are familiar with magic.
Dang it.
They have already counted us.
They have already what?
They have already counted us. They
From a
know our
distance.
numbers.
I thought you
I-
said encountered us.
Oh, well, I was thinking like we could make it look like we meet up with a group.
It is highly likely they will attack, because they have seen children, and they know that it is a weakness.
That's good to know. So they might go straight for the children. They will be the center of attention potentially.
That's not good.
No, it's
What do
good to
you-
know. It's not
Oh,
good
thank
for
God, we
us,
can use
but
them
it's
as
good
meat
to know.
shields. There's like a half dozen of those little brats.
Mike, it just means that they will try to get to the children, meaning we know their objective. At least one of them.
Well, I could set up some more lethal traps, and we think we got plenty of venom.
Okay.
Can venom hurt Erasm?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think our next step here is to find a defensible-ish location, set up camp there, set up the traps, and counter spring an ambush on them.
Can we get an approximate, like from the distance they're at, can we get an approximate number of how many there are?
Because they are actively trying to obscure themselves from you. It's hard to get a full count of their number because you're not sure if you're seeing different ones at different times or the same ones over and over again. You know there's at least half a dozen, probably more.
Okay.
Well, we could. I mean, we might. What if we talked to him, the big scary guy, and that worked? What if we talked to them?
Unlike our good friend here, they are not amicable to talking. They're more of the violent type.
We can tell based on their behavior.
My people judge themselves on one thing: the enemies they have killed.
Mm.
Wait. You said. Okay, they might want to go for the children first, but you also said that any of your people would immediately try to murder you. Can you lead them away?
Or into a trap.
I'm not sure. But if I do, I don't think I would survive. From this distance, they may not know I am Ularaz. But once they know, it depends. If their number is of the lesser Araz, they might be intimidated by me. If there are other Ularaz, they will try to kill me.
But that gives me another idea. The way you're saying what you're saying, if we ambush them one way or another, so whether we lead them into an ambush or we camp and prepare an ambush, if we kill the other Ularaz on their side, would it be likely that the regular Arazim flee?
In any battle with my people, you should always attack the Ularaz first. Unless there are witches, then kill the witches.
Oh, good, witches.
That sort of thinking is very antiquated and reeks of colonial attitudes.
What's that? Is that Irene? Is that Irene? It sounded a lot like Irene. As soon as one of you casts a spell, that is what they will do. They will go for your witches first.
Hey, Jaken.
Yeah.
So the spell that causes you to be all invisible, right?
That does happen, yes.
It says that it breaks if a subject performs violent motions such as running, attacking, or casting a spell. It doesn't mention arts.
If you sit there and paint, you would be invisible, yes.
Well, so like healing touch is an art, not a spell.
Depend. I would say case by case, depending on the spell. Healing touch. I don't know if that would be considered violent. So if you could be the invisible healer.
Has potential.
I think if I think we'd have to do case by case, heal by heal, to see if it would warrant.
So I mean, I wouldn't be able to run to anybody.
Right.
But I am strange, both looking and like spell wise. So I'd rather not be seen.
Well, the visible effects of your heal would still be present. If you did a ranged heal, they'd be able to see the air change.
Mm-hmm.
And if you touched and healed, if the person you're touching is jerking and you jerk along with them, you would become visible. That's why I said like heal by heal would probably be how we would judge it.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's out back pocket that one.
Okay. So do you guys want to keep going, keep your eye out, and try to find a good place to set up camp where you can fortify it?
Yes. And I think in this case we would look for something high up. Like normally when you camp, you try to find something down with raised things so that you have kind of walls around you. But I think it would advantage them doing that. So in this case, I would rather look for something
Someone
elevated.
give me a survive check to find the best spot. And you guys can help with like notice or something like that if you want to help.
Well, I'll roll the survive check. Anybody wants to help?
I'll help with notice. Damn.
No, that's
still pretty good.
That's good. You get a +1.
Okay. Anybody else wants to help with another skill?
The only thing I could think of to help with would be possibly no. But I don't.
No,
That's more academic
yeah,
stuff.
that's more
so.
academic. Yeah.
Going once, going twice.
The only thing I could help with would be like if I rolled gray. So like no, not really.
Perfect.
God says this one.
We got an 8.
You got an 8.
Yeah,
That
and I don't
plus
really,
one
like-
came in clutch. Okay. You find an adequate spot. It's defensible. There are poor sight lines going up into it, but otherwise you have good visibility, and there are entryways that Rose can trap.
I'm gonna make the lethal traps this time.
And you're gonna use the venom.
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna use
How much
all
of it
3
do I
doses. 1 dose per trap, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you guys want to feign like you're sleeping, or are you going to remain vigilant?
I think that we should still look like we're unaware of them. So a couple of us should feign like they're sleeping and normal watch essentially.
Okay. There is a hooting owl as the camera kind of sweeps across this darkened landscape, and we see the embers of a fire still burning because it's just it's January in the middle of a desert, so you guys are keeping the fires going. But they're starting to, at this moment in time, the fires have started to kind of lessen. They're between being refilled, and we can hear crickets in the distance, and the camera kind of comes low to the ground, and we see these men in black armor crawling through the mud, soundless. That is until one of them steps on something, and a branch snaps out, triggering the poison. And as soon as one of them yells out in pain, another one goes, "Arog!"
My traps do damage, and I have that map.
Do. Okay.
What was the shout? What did that mean?
That doesn't mean anything. It's just a verbal.
It's a whoop.
It's a whoop.
A war cry.
A war cry. Yeah.
Yep.
It probably traces back to something. You can ask Aganis. But 3 of these lesser Araz warriors are gonna have to do physical saves or drop dead. So here we go. Physical save. Oh, he almost lived. And then another one.
That also looks like a failure.
God, I really like my dice. Is that okay? So your traps killed 3 of them already.
Morale?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
However, another 9 rush through the defenses and are upon you. Roll initiative.
Don't we get morale here? Or don't they have... They probably fit.
Oh yeah,
Succeed.
you're right. They do roll morale.
Oh, well.
Well, it's a failure.
Okay.
Oh!
And they don't rush forward. In fact, the poison traps... they start rushing forward, then 2 more get hit by traps, and as they fall over dead, they look around, and they see you guys come out prepared and ready in armor, and they all just withdraw.
Mike is just standing there trembling, holding his staff, ready to unleash hell on everything. He's like, what's happening? What are they doing?
Varkin is gonna, kind of lower his weapon, wait a little bit, nothing's happening. He's gonna sheath his sword for now, and he's gonna put a hand on Micah's shoulder, and he's gonna be like, I think they got scared of us.
We should be on the alert anyways. I'll finish off the...
Kaganis kind of like takes 4 steps forward, big meaty steps, and like puffs his chest out, and he roars in Erasm after them. And it's just one word, and only Mike understands. It's just cowards.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be bad for us, but fuck yes.
Yes, it's absolutely gonna be bad for us because now there's an Erasm that just spoke in the camp.
Oh, like an absolute Chad.
Okay, well, that was our climactic last battles, and you guys just poison trapped it, which is cool. I'm down.
That's what I'm here for.
Which means I may have cut too much content on the way here. All right. Well, we can
rolling spiders, I hear.
Rolling spider.
Oh my God.
The rattlesnakes. No. No. In fact, this gives us more time to roleplay. All right. Kind of do a very slow fade to black, and then we fade in a few days later. You guys are coming over a hill on this craggy rock, and before you lies the vast golden fields of the chamber.
Yep.
And in fact, I can go ahead and load a new map. It's just a slightly zoomed in version.
Ooh.
You guys came in. You managed to miss the town of Recompense. And you guys are somewhere here-ish.
Okay.
And you guys stop to take in this moment, and Jahan comes up. He rides the wagon up alongside Varkin, and he looks over and he says, "Told you you'd do it. And not a single soul lost to the wilderness. No one got dysentery and died.
And we didn't fjord any rivers, so we were good there.
Yeah,
Nobody fell in a 2-foot deep river and drowned
someone got
somehow.
bit by a rattlesnake and died." Oh, can stream say map? I mean, I guess. So you guys missed the ping. The party is here-ish. Again, it's kind of like it doesn't really matter. Well, we're gonna find the closest settlement. I'm sure one of these farms we can see will be able to guide us there. And once we're settled in, you guys have earned your payment. Now, you can keep your horses like we agreed. Unfortunately, we lost one.
We'll manage.
All right, so you guys ride through the. I mean, it's not all fields. Like some of it's kind of like undeveloped land. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
like
wildland.
small patches of woodland, that you can see through, and other such things. But there are trails here, not roads, but there are trails that lead you in the right direction. And you stop by a farmstead for directions, and they tip their hat and they say, "Welcome to the chamber." And eventually you guys make your way to the small village of All's Rest. All's Rest is less a community of people and more like a way station for this whole region. And it's built up with like a general store and a hardware store and blacksmith. So it's a little village, but again, these people are more about serving the people, the farmers and the community outside. And you guys find a small inn. It's got like 4 rooms, for people coming through. And as one last part of your payment, Jahan will pay for your rooms. And then he says, "Well, me and mine are gonna get going. We're gonna get some maps, lay of the lands, and we're gonna find some land we can claim as our own. But from here on out, the contract is complete." And he pulls out this satchel, and like you can hear the clinking of metal, and it's heavy. And he puts it in front of Varkin, and he's like, "Here you go, 300 silver." And then he says his goodbyes, and then Hildane will come up. She says, "There's a town called Garden. My husband and I are going to go there, but we wanted you to go ahead and keep those anti-venoms. We think they'll serve you better, and you did lose a horse. So a small recompense." And Torve will come up to Genma and offer a hand.
Yeah, of course. Sturdy handshake.
"I thank you for my life and the life of my horse. And to all of you, I wish you all the best of luck here in the chamber." Kaganis never entered All's Rest. He kind of hung
Yeah.
out near a tree, right? So congratulations, you guys got paid. You have learned that the people here call this region the Daikon territories, and you now have a map that is a rough representation of what you see here, right? So you see like all these settlements that are marked, the names of things, and now this area over here, it's kind of scribbled onto your map with the name Torcost Hull, and when the guy who gave it to you, when he sees you kind of like look at that, and he's like, "Yeah, I can see you. You're looking at Torcost Hull. That's an approximate location. That is an Arazim fortress. You'd steer clear from there if you were wise."
Varkin, in all his innocence, would simply name drop and say, "Is it where the fist of the Molten Crown resides, the clan of Arazim?"
Aye. They've crossed the border into our lands, and they built this fortress there. They've had run-ins with the boys over at the Aether Post, but nothing too bad. As long as you don't go too far east, you should be alright.
So the mounting army or militia, whatever the qualification applies to these men, is that an Aether Post then?
Oh, aye, Aether Post. Aether Company. There are 100 good men and women from Beltafor. They're here fulfilling their contract to the Vale Pact, protecting us from the Arazim. But, well, as you know, considering you made the trip here, their supply lines are kind of shot. They're having a real rough time of it. But as long as they're there, and they're, riding around on their war horses and whatnot, we hope that the Arazim will keep their distance. We're not too worried. After all, we're not warriors, we're just farmers, ranchers, huntsmen. What do the Arazim want with us? Anyway, never you mind that. Your rooms are all ready for you. And I'm sure there's lots of work for some Pathfinders here.
Yep. And you've got Pathfinders here. Even more reasons for the Arazim to leave you alone.
There you go.
Sir,
Aye?
I didn't see on the map. Where's the closest library?
Well, I don't know if we have one of those, but the largest settlement here is Kelvad. If there's going to be a library, it's going to be there.
And if not, Micah, with all your books that you brought, you could probably start your own.
Thank you, sir.
We'll find you a library, Micah.
If anything, we'll buy you some new books.
Okay, well, if
Okay.
you guys don't come out by the end of the day, Kaganis is probably just going to disappear. Do you guys want to go
No.
talk to him?
I'm reading my Connected thing, and I'm actually trying to get something for him through Connected.
Okay. I'm excited.
The thing is, I need to spend at least a week in a non-entirely hostile location. This is not an hostile location, but I need to spend at least a week.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk up to Kaganis,
Mhm.
and I'm going to say, Kaganis, you've helped us all the way over here. You fought with us, and I think you deserve the just reward of learning the farmer's trade. However, I cannot fulfill this part of my deal with you without having some time. As I'm sure you understand, people will not be so open-minded immediately to helping Anur Raz learn the farming trade. However, the people here are resourceful and varied. Give me a little bit of time and I'll find you someone that will take you under their wing, no matter who you are, and help you learn the farming trade.
You earn
I
their
just need a
trust,
bit of time.
Butcher.
Pretty sure you could just go with Jahan, but yeah.
I appreciate your thoughts, but I think I shall first approach Jahan and see
Perfect.
if he will take me on his distant farm. If not, perhaps we'll meet again.
Absolutely.
You four have accepted me when you had no reason to, and I will never forget it. I owe each of you. Although perhaps Genma and I are even. Vakin, I appreciate you wanting to help me. But from here, I think we have different paths. And he holds out his arm.
Yeah, I'm gonna shake his hand and say, those paths may be different, but I do hope that they cross again.
It's a wild frontier. Anything could happen. And he's gonna turn around and get back on his horse and ride off, heading east.
Just before he rides off, as he's prepping on his horse and everything, Varkin's gonna turn to the group and say, I don't want to do this without your consent, guys. I kind of want to give him a couple of silvers from our pay, because I think you said 300 silvers, right?
Yeah, you got paid 300 silver.
So Varkin's gonna say, I kind of want to give him like 20, 25 silver to help start like getting tools and whatnot and getting his supplies.
Yup.
Yeah, okay.
He's earned his cut.
Yeah.
No.
So nope.
No, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So Varkin's gonna say, Kaganes, hold up. It isn't too much, but you will need it to start your farming career. You'll need it to buy tools. You'll need it potentially to buy seeds. And Varkin's gonna grab 25 silver from the stack of 300 and offer it to Kaganis.
Yeah, he'll take it, put it in a pouch, and just nod at you, and then ride on.
Perfect.
I just remember Jen was loaded.
Oh, thank the first truth. I really thought he
What?
was going to want a hug.
I just remembered you're loaded. Like 4 gold or something like that, don't you?
I have 8 gold.
I was gonna say she's loaded.
I forgot about that.
How much is to a gold?
10.
How much silver to a gold?
It's 10,
10
10,
silver.
10.
So,
Total
Oh,
of
okay.
150.
so
Did we
this
start with gold?
this screen is let me.
Yeah, I
Let
was
me just show
this
this
poor
off.
slave. I'm out of money. Well, no, I'm not out, but I have
So
very low.
this map we're on is the whole of the chamber.
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm not quite sure if you guys will ever go north, right? So
Yep.
it's up to y'all. However, I do have a zoomed up Dacon territories map, which we are going to look at now. And this map has a grid map.
Hey.
And the only road is the road between All's Rest and Garnerden. There are no other roads. There are trails. And you guys will also learn that there are a lot of ferries that use the river system to get around. So this is a zoomed up version, and I think each hex, yes, is 6 miles. So this is going to open up into a little bit more freeform, kind of almost like a hex crawl, but not quite the same vibe, right? But the hexes are valuable. So a leisurely land travel will be two hexes. You advance 2 hexes. You can push that to 3 or 4, and then you can even go all the way to 5. But on 5, you'll be doing a forced march. You'll be exhausting yourself. You'll gain a system strain. So if you keep doing that, you'll have 1 system strain that'll just continue as you march, because you'll rest, lose it, then get it back the next day.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that if we have animals, they'll also probably suffer from doing 5 squares all the 5 X's all the time.
And 5 hexes is kind of like your upper limit. Like after that, you're really pushing it. Yeah, but 2 is like a leisurely pace. 3, 4 means you're working, and 5 means you're hauling ass, and yeah. And then obviously river travel is gonna be a little different, because river boats they don't fatigue unless they're going upstream. I guess that could be a problem. But anyway, it's a different story, right?
Hmm.
Especially if you're hiring a ferry, then they have ferrymen who will fatigue for you. Do you guys want to head to Kelvad, which is the largest settlement from All's Rest?
I mean, that's Micah's vote, both for potential of library and also more people means more jobs.
Well,
Before
go
we
ahead.
leave, I was to say, before Rose, she takes a hot bath, uses her share of the money to buy good food, and then agrees to vote.
Speaking of share of the money, Varkan had an idea if we're gonna stick as a group.
He gets all the money.
No. Varkan's not interested in getting all the money.
I'm just teasing. I'm just
I
teasing.
know. Varkan would suggest to the group, if we're gonna stick together for a longer-ish period of time, that we start a pool. So we would have 5 different parts to split. One for all of us, and one for the team, where if we need tools that would help the entire team, we would pull from that, as opposed to have someone pay for a tool that would help the entire team.
Like if we need to hire a ferry or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a good idea.
So since we gave 25 away, we have 275 silver, so we could split 200 4 ways and put 75 in the pool.
4 ways?
My dumb brain, when you said pool, I immediately started thinking of swimming pool, and then I thought of
Yeah.
Scrooge McDuck.
We'd split it 5 ways?
Well, I in this case, I say 4 because 275, and you can see Varkan trying to make like maths in his head, and it's not working really well. Anybody who
There's-
knows him, like the things doesn't work.
There's
He's,
4 of us.
yes,
Plus
but there's
the pool. So
yes,
5.
yes, but it's not
So-
going to be equal. I think I remember that 200 is divisible by 4. I'm not sure what it does.
If we did it
It's
your way,
divisible by 5.
Oh.
if we did equal shares and then a group pool, it would be 55 apiece. If we did it the other way, it would be 50 apiece with 75 into the pool. So it's a little bit of a kickstart for the pool.
Micah, you're the treasurer.
I like math.
I don't. It makes my head hurt.
So 50 for each of us, 75 in the pool.
Yes.
And then going forward, we split everything equally 5 ways now that the pool has had its kickstart.
That makes sense.
Okay. I
I'm in
like math.
favor.
Well, that's fine with me.
Okay, do you guys want to get a ferry to Kelvad?
Mm-hmm.
How much does my meal cost?
The game tracks that stuff in weeks,
Oh,
so I just assume you're doing a common lifestyle as opposed to an impoverished lifestyle.
yes.
Unless you want to do a rich lifestyle.
Not yet.
No, you can't afford it. Okay.
Not yet. She'll get there. She'll get there.
No, it literally jumps, like, it just adds a 0. Like, a common lifestyle is 20 silver, a rich lifestyle is 200 silver. It's like,
Oof.
yeah.
So how much would a ferry to Kelvad cost us?
Per passenger is 5 copper. I don't think horses count. So I'd say, like, whenever you guys get a ferry, maybe 2 silver for the whole group.
Oh, that's not too bad. So okay, so Micah votes for Kelvad. Varkan is down for Kelvad. Varkan would actually want to go to Aetherpost to go see what's up with the Erasm. However, he believes that in Kelvad they would get similar information, just not as fresh. So it still works for him.
I mean, it sounds like we're heading to Kelvad then.
Okay.
Well, Jenma,
Like
did
if-
you want to go anywhere?
I didn't have anywhere in particular, but if we're gonna rent a ferry, and y'all have like a desire to go to a place in particular.
Without anybody else knowing, Mike is going to make some inquiries. Is it possible to buy a horse here?
You know that you just by asking around real quick, All's Rest doesn't sell horses, but you can get a horse in Kelavad or Garnerden.
Do we want to have one person keep track of the party's pool, or should I ask Jaken to give us a player's note that everybody can access? That would be the party's pool.
I would say it's already on my notes.
Okay.
But I can keep track of it on the shared note if we want.
That's just extra steps.
Okay. So Micah, you're the treasurer officially. You like math?
Okay, so to Kelvad.
It appears so.
Okay, you guys get a ferry up the Lavoga, and you arrive at Kelvad. Kelvad is a pretty modest town of a couple thousand people. It is the biggest settlement in the Daikon territories. So everything that is like essential is here, and they probably have some non-essentials. But like, if you can think of like something that a community would need, it's going to be present in Kelvad, including a stablery or not a stable, damn, I know the word. Stables where you put horses to stay. You sell horses at
Livery? No.
Not a livery. Actually, no, I think it is a livery, isn't it?
I
Yeah,
think
a
it is
livery. Yeah.
The Frenchman wins.
I'm gonna go ahead and subtract my.
Yeah, you guys want to spend a
lifestyle.
week living in Kelvad and
Mm-hmm.
okay, so subtract 20 silver because you guys are just relaxing from your 3-month trip. Just kind of taking it easy.
20
Perfect.
silver is a common.
Common lifestyle, yes.
That's a common lifestyle for a week. Living it up in Kelvad, living out of inns and enjoying your life there.
I think Genma could
Not
actually
rations.
Not rations, eating real
Yeah.
cooked food. Yeah.
Genma could actually afford rich lifestyle if she wanted.
I didn't get this money by spending it on a rich lifestyle.
Good.
How much is a
lifestyle
horse?
inflation.
A horse. Now this is actually going to surprise you, considering this is part of y'all's pay, right? A riding horse is 200 silver. It's actually probably more here because they have less horses. So it's probably they probably like list it for 250.
Okay, well, never mind. I was gonna be sweet and buy Genma a horse, but
Not
Fine.
today.
Yeah, that's a pretty big gift.
Genma can afford it, I think.
No, I'm just under.
Oh,
I've only got 190 silver after that week.
darn it.
all right. What about a mule?
Put me on a pony.
Oh well, again, I marked up, right? 40 silver
40 silver.
for a mule.
All right. Well, Micah's gonna buy Genma a mule. There you go. Have a mule. Like just one day coming back to the inn, Micah just marches up to it with a big shit-eating grin on his face, leading a mule behind him.
Inside the inn?
No.
They found us like in the town square or something.
Let me add a mule to mine.
All right. After a week, I assume you guys have been saying, "Hey, we're Pathfinders, we're for hire."
Yep.
Mhm.
And Varkan would be looking into, because I'm assuming in this town, they probably are looking for hires for Aether Post to try and get more people trained up. And
They're
so on and
not
so forth.
mercenaries. These are enlisted soldiers of Beltafor.
Yes, but if they're fighting with their Erasm, they might be looking for militia and whatnot. Or
Yeah,
no?
I'm sure you guys hear rumors that they've had skirmishes with the Razum from the Fist of the Molten Crown, and yeah, I mean they're always looking for local scouts. You know, I mean obviously they lived here longer than you at this point, but
Yeah.
you guys have expertise that you can offer to the Aether Post.
Well, not only that, it's not just to get hired for Aether Post, but also Varkan is going to try to get in league with one of the recruiters for scouts and simply try to glean information as to what's happening on that front line.
Okay. Why don't you roll connect
With charisma, I presume.
with charisma? You presume correctly.
8.
Okay. You know that most people talk about the Aether Post like, oh yeah, it's just those boys doing their good job of protecting, but you finally find somebody who kind of knows something. and they tell you the Ether Post is in trouble. And it's not because of the Erasm, but the trouble is exasperated by the fact that the Erasm have built a fortress, in the chamber. Aether Post has about somewhere between 50 to 100 soldiers. Only they have the exact count, right? But they are woefully undersupplied. It's bad.
Yeah, they probably have food and that's it. Like weapons and whatnot's probably hard to get by.
They brought in a whole bunch of coin to buy food from the locals 6 months ago. And there has been goose egg supplies come in from Beltafor for 6 months. They are getting to the point of desperation, which could turn out really bad.
Yep. I can see this going really bad.
You know that their commander is trying to prevent things from going bad. He's dispatching people into the Direk forest to hunt, but he's got a lot of mouths to feed, and he can't dedicate the entire fortress to making food.
Yep.
But he's trying to curb this. But without a steady supply of coin from Beltafor, they're going to have to use their own means. And the one thing they're all good at is violence.
Yes.
So,
you don't have to explain more. I understand that it could become into marauders that won't defend the frontier against the Erasm, doubling the problem. So
yeah, or they could become like a protection racket. Give us food or we'll let the Erasm raid. Yeah, so things aren't looking great for the Aether Post.
Yep.
But they're trying.
Mm-hmm.
All
right, that was me.
You guys are having dinner in the inn that you've been staying at for a week now at Kelvad. And a man going to approach you. I want to describe him correctly, so just give me a moment to look at my notes here. Why isn't he on this page of notes? Is he on this page of notes? There he is. Okay. He's a middle-aged man with shoulder-length hair, 5 o'clock shadow. Seems quite capable and strong. Not a warrior, but a tradesman who knows his way around. And again, he looks pretty. He approaches you with confidence, and he says, "Are you the Pathfinders?"
Yes.
Well, how do you do? My name's Stefan.
My name's Varkin.
He reaches
I'm
out his
doing
hand.
pretty well. And I'm gonna, shake his hand.
Good to meet you. Good to meet you. I hear you're for hire and you know how to fight. Is that true?
Yes, that pretty much sums it up. Not only fight, but yes.
All right. Well, I'm part of a clan that set up a little outpost. Probably heard of it, Sekuskin. It's in the Direk forest. His name was Stefan.
Stefan, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we haven't been there yet, but we know of its existence.
Well, I was sent by my brother Piotr to find warriors. The Direk forest of late has had a kobold problem, and I fear that my brother and our families are under threat of kobolds attacking Sekuskin. And I would like to offer each of you 100 silver to come protect our homestead.
For what length of time?
I was gonna ask, because 100 silvers depends on how long.
Do you think y'all would need this protection? Do you think they'd be warned off after, a couple of weeks?
Well,
Or are you seeking us to end the problem?
don't know about all that. We actually don't need you to come to Sukuskin and kill kobolds for us. In fact, it's more a matter of trade. We have a shipment of horses heading for a village of Riflin, south of here, and we want to make sure it's protected. So if you make your way to Sukuskin, take possession of the horses, transport them to Riflin with me, you'll each get 100 silver.
Where the heck's Riflin?
It's not on your map. But if you
Okay.
if you say that, he'll say, "Oh, it's further down the river, along the bank of the Beldar." Yeah.
Okay.
We just want to make sure that the kobolds don't jump the shipment on their way out of the forest. And there's bandits and whatnot, but mostly it's kobolds.
Well, that
Uh,
sounds like a great deal.
Varkan is going to lean to Micah, and he's gonna say, "Micah, I need your maths
Okay.
on this map."
Almost 4 weeks.
Oh, you already read my mind.
As the crow flies.
So potentially, okay.
Well,
100 silver isn't that covers expenses for 1 week for all of us.
No, 100 silver each.
100 silver each.
Yeah, so it pretty much covers the 4 weeks itself.
Also, you guys, there's rivers all the way, so you probably take
Mhm.
ferries, which means it would be significantly less time.
Okay, calculating in ferries.
Yeah, let's say ferries move about 3 hexes a day. If they're going upstream. 4 if they're going downstream. And all the rivers are flowing east.
Anywhere between 2 and 3 weeks.
Varkan is gonna turn back to the man and say, "We're interested. However, I would like to add one more condition.
I'm here to bargain.
If the fighting becomes particularly intense, we will renegotiate the price."
Well, how
Like
much
a-
are you thinking?
Post-violence bonus.
I can spare some coin, surely, but
I would say if it goes beyond a couple of skirmishes and we're looking at several, fights that leads to wounds and so on and so forth, maybe enough to cover the healthcare costs, so to speak. I don't think it's gonna get to that.
can you give me
Anywhere.
a convince check?
And
Charisma?
Real quick, how much to refill my quiver?
Oh,
I didn't use all of it.
a 10? Alright, how about if violence should occur? We'll add in 30 silver each.
I'm gonna give you a little lean. If a couple of small skirmishes happen, they're on the house, 100 silver, we're good. If it goes beyond that, 30 more, plenty bonus. We good?
3 or more fights.
That seems fair. And if any of you should fall at any point along this journey, your companions will get your share.
Everybody in agreement? And Varkan's gonna look at his party.
that sounds fair.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay. He spits in his hand.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, Varkan's not gonna spit on his hand, but he's gonna shake the the offered
Varkin,
hand.
no, Vark. Oh.
Yeah, but after that, like once the guy turns, Varkin's gonna take like a paper napkin or something and just like kind of wipe his hands, like, oh,
You're gonna want to sanitize that later.
yeah.
All right. Well, I will arrange a ferry for the morning if you guys are ready to go.
Yeah, we should be.
Arrows.
Yes.
Yes. We'll say that happened during the week. I know a man, Kalanos, who's willing to ferry us all the way to, well, not quite to the Ristib River, but close enough that we can go by foot. So, I'll meet you at Kalanos' ferry, first light.
Kalanos ferry, first light.
Yep.
All right. I appreciate this, and I'll thank you in advance. He's gonna get up and head out. Okay, arrows.
I only need 7.
Yeah, but they probably sell them in quivers. You'll probably end up with a slight surplus.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it on the ship.
Arrows, 22 silver.
Yeah, so that's 1 copper and an arrow.
I'll just spend a silver and get 10.
Okay.
Perfect. So I can't wait for. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead and finish that sentence.
Oh no, it's mostly a joke. I would say I can't wait for somebody who comes in. It's like, okay, we're gonna meet in the afternoon because I like to sleep in. It's always like at first light. It's like, why?
That's because you're dealing with working people, you know? Time is money.
Those 10 arrows made me
These are
0.15 over my encumbrance.
These are strong, first truth fearing people out here.
Amen. All right, that's going to be the session for tonight. Before we go, though, you guys are going to get 3 more experience, which means you're level 3, which means before we leave, we're going to roll hit points, and then we're going to call it a night. So, who would like to go first? Remember, it's 3d6 plus 3 times your con mod, and then if you're Varkin, you get +6, and if you're Mike, you get a -3.
I get a -3.
Because that's your con mod, yeah. So who's going to roll first?
I'll roll it.
I did it!
Why did it not roll?
I don't know.
What the hell just
Sweet
happened?
God.
I don't know why it did that. All right, so I'm just going to manually put it in because I have no idea.
Well, yeah.
I'm just going to put it in because I have no idea what that happened.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I know what's going on. It's rolling your hit dice times your level. So keep your hit dice at 1d6.
Oh, okay.
And then
I see.
Yeah. Okay. So new guy, you got an 18. Yeah, that's more, right?
Yep.
Wait. Oh, because you get a plus. Yeah, I get it. Okay. 18 hit points. Let's try this again. Once more onto the breach, and don't put your con mod in the.
Yep.
Yeah.
I need to put my -1 because
1d6 -1, and then yeah.
Why is it?
Because you.
Change your level on your character sheet.
Okay, I got it. We're good. I'm gonna do it again now.
Oh, Rose!
Okay, Rose is up to jump from what 3 hit points to 13.
crap.
Rose almost rolled max.
Really? I gotta see. Okay.
Why?
Oh,
All right, Genma, you gain 1 hit point.
how did that happen that way?
You rolled a 1, a 2, and a 2.
Do I get to keep old hit points, or do I?
Yeah. You
It's all the
gain 1
points
hit
plus
point.
1.
Yeah, whatever your current hit points is +1. You can't lose max hit points.
Okay.
All right, and Micah, you rolled an 8.
Yep.
So that's
I
your
just
hit points.
doubled my hit points.
So Genma's up to 10.
All I needed was a week of rest, and apparently now he's a horse.
Yeah. Rose went from like, I'm just a twig breaking in the wind to swole.
Okay. So you guys now have real hit points, sort of. So that's gonna be it for the night. Thanks everybody for tuning in for week 2 of Dire Roll Embers of the Vale. Next week they're gonna embark on a new adventure, and I'm really excited, but I don't want to spoil anything. So that's all I'm gonna say. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope you had a good time. I know we did, and we will see you next week for more Embers of the Vale. Good night.